live. Let me double check the Scrim Zone Twitch, but I think we're live. This will be the Bilgewater Brawl. I think the finals. We're gonna be doing the best of three fearless. So it is going to be Honan versus Dean's team. The players are going to be Faye top, Apari jungle, Nevada mid, Liffy 80 carry, Honan support, and then for Dean's team it's going to be Dean top, Albert jungle, Omar mid, Mr. Rat in the 80 carry position, and I think Kage as the support. We did just watch them play. The games weren't casted, but I watched them, and Dean's team looking kind of fierce, but should be an interesting
Yeah.
watch for them. So, but yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun series. I'm excited to watch it.
I'm so excited to watch the fearless as well. Like it's gonna be so hype. I'm curious to see what picks come out. We did see some more meta picks coming out from Ben's team last time, or Zarver's team in the game before, like the Smolder and the Annie. So I'm curious to see if what's his name? Everyone or Dean's team chooses to adapt and try to draft these kind of champions as well. Annie's been really good recently, so we'll see what their read was. Their read was sort of just deny Evan the Nile or the Hui pick and just take it for themselves. So I want to see what their default mid pick is going to be now that they don't really have a strong counter pick. Fate or not Fate. Honen's team has opted for the blue side, so I believe they have like a strong first pick in mind. Could be like a setup pick because this champion is
Hmm.
also very strong right now. They did the classic adjust how the souls dropped and then decided we want her to be good again. So curious to see what they end up on. So
Yeah, I'm really excited, and it's the Fearless draft. This will be my first time casting a Fearless draft, so I'm kind of excited for the extra kind of element of difficulty that comes into play with having to really deepen your champion pool, as well as the strategy involved in the draft. One thing I'm excited to see that we saw in the previous Fearless series for the first weekend of Brawl, or the Bilgewater event, was sometimes in those first and second drafts, teams would drop a ban in the later phase or even in the earlier phase to kind of ban out somebody that's already been picked, but kind of preemptively for the next game. But when I look at these 10 players, I don't really feel like there's anybody that's just like super standout as like you got to target ban that person away specifically. So I
yeah.
feel like we're more likely this time around to see really spread out bans and maybe kind of every position getting hit a little bit more based on just what's open. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Uh,
I don't know.
I am
It'll be
also
different.
curious if they're going to be doing where the fearless or the bands carried over. That's what we did last time. I
I
think there
would
was
think
some
so. I mean, it should be consistent.
yeah, there was some pushback on it, I believe, for like feedback. But okay, so they are doing the one where bands are carried over. So we're going to have like the turbo long fearless. So
See, I agree that honestly, the probably keeping the bans like as not carried over would make sense in the future. I
yeah,
really do.
but you should
But
keep it
when you
consistent.
did the first week that way, I think it's only fair
Yeah,
to do the
absolutely,
second week that
absolutely.
way.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna see it. I mean, yeah, I'm curious to see what bands come out for them because I think there's like some champion pool limitations from the some teams like I think banning out Apari in the Kane and Viego department could be a little tricky because I don't think he seems super comfortable on the set or the um I don't know what else he's played besides that. He could play the Echo or the Graves, but they have not looked quite as strong as some of his other standout characters, so I'm curious to see where they go from there. Taking Honan off the Thresh early could be pretty positive for them, but we'll have to see where they kind of end up. I'm very curious to see what they go for, though. So, hold on, let me see if the draft is here.
Apparently, we're getting a little bit of a delay
Yeah, there's
because
some
Conan's having to
shenanigans
make some
going on.
rice or something.
Has to be the same person all three games.
Oh, now
Got
they're
it.
talking about a
Yeah,
sub.
this is awesome.
Well,
A bit of a conundrum, a kerfuffle in the general chat here, but
you
is the
know,
sub alive? Awesome. This is so good, bro. Oh, we might be
oh,
getting
looks like
small
we
fan
got
in
Small
top
Fan
now.
coming in.
Okay, I have to redo all the assets because they hate me, but
Worth, worth.
worth, I hate you.
We got to get a series going, so the assets are worth.
So true. All right, let me.
It's actually Camazot's, not Small Fan.
Okay.
So just so you don't have to make him a third time.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you for that catch, my co-caster.
What I'm
Okay.
here for.
Cameras and then create. Yippee! And then
Okay, well, having Camazot's in, I don't think that changes too much about what I said about banning a player out,
yeah,
other than the fact that I think Camazot's actually has a pretty shallow champion pool, at least that it's like that peak tier of comfort has been really good on the Ornn, but we actually saw in the Fearless BO3 that they played in a couple weeks ago that they just banned Ornn out immediately and felt like
yeah,
once you get that out of the way, you're kind of chilling. But although at the same time, Camazot's was going up against a much tougher opponent that week as well, so I don't necessarily think trying to bully out top lane can go as effectively this time if you're Dean as opposed to if you're Lispy.
yeah. Definitely curious to see where it goes. Our key matchup is going to be Nevada versus Omar. They have not played a single match versus each other,
Ooh, this
which
will be
isn't
fun.
too surprising. I think Nevada has played more top lane last season, but they do have a pretty good mid champion pool. They have like the Talon
Yeah.
and the Talia, so very fun champions to watch. Also has the Echo in their pocket, as we are both Echo enjoyers. I'm curious to see
Yes.
if they want to pull that out, but should be hype.
I do think this matchup will be really important.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Nevada. I have not seen Nevada play mid, but typically a player that I feel like has some really, really strong games and some not as strong games, kind of like high variance, plays aggressive always, can pop off. So that is exciting. Omar had a really good season, I thought, in his first season last split. I think he's right up there near the top of the mid lane champ pool. So this will be a good test for Nevada. And I
Yep.
think Omar, I'd look to him to be able to just win this matchup. And I think if that happens, then his team has a really good opportunity.
Yeah, he definitely has a very safe, consistent pool. Has the Syndra, has the Casio, has clearly been able to play the Hui as well. So I'm curious to see what.
Yeah, you see that Akali hanging around in the background, and that's typically he has played those control mage primaries. So if, with the Fearless in mind, I'd be kind of excited to see, after a game one, game two, if he gets pushed off all these control mages, can he go to something aggressive like that?
I hope so. I want to see an Akali. Please, no sleeper mages 3 games in a row, bro. I'm begging you. But what else is there? There is a bit of a delay right now. I think Conan is getting parent diff, so we're gonna have to be waiting for that. The key
Yeah, so I'll
player.
just go ahead and make my prediction.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 2-0 Dean's team. No
Okay.
disrespect, but I don't think Conan's mental will be in the right spot after all
True.
this running around. Like, I feel like it's gonna be hard to lock in.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, the key
What?
player in the in this matchup is, according to the website, going to be or the key player for Honen's team is going to be Apari. I'm curious to see what he goes to after if he gets the Kane Viego banned. He has gone to the set. I don't know what the how well it's done for him historically, but it has a pretty big comfort champion for him. And then down the line, there's the Echo and the Zac. I haven't seen him play these in forever, but I'm very curious to see where they land in terms of comfort.
Yeah, I haven't seen Apari play in a while. I've played with Apari before on the same team. I've
Yep.
watched a lot of his games. To me, I rate him fairly like kind of a little bit above the mid tier of junglers in the server. I feel like he has some really strong games, but he doesn't always have the consistency.
Yeah,
I feel
absolutely.
like that's the one thing that's missing for him because he often will get in positions where he can carry, but then he has trouble closing the games out. His early
Yeah.
games are always usually solid.
Yeah, definitely a hard role to, I think, play super consistently every time. There's so much variance in the role, so cannot blame him too much. His key player for
Oh,
the Aqua team is obviously going to be Rat. He has played very few games compared to everyone else, I think, in this lobby, but has had some pretty solid performances overall. I think his mid lane pool is very scary and hard to play around. His ADC is shown to be pretty good.
we're
Uh,
in draft as
Oh, we're
well.
in draft. All right, we can jump to
Yep.
draft then. As we are starting here, as looks like,
They actually didn't use their first ban.
but they are just going to
Man,
ban Thresh. This is just a bit sloppy, bro. It's so over.
we're gonna make it work, everybody.
Yeah,
Me and Mason are very adaptable.
yeah. This is true. This is true. But Thresh ban makes a lot of sense into Honan. Ori ban is a little out there, but I think it
Ori,
kind
like
of
of
makes sense.
all the control mages,
I
does I don't
yeah
even feel like I rate Omar's Ori top five. And that's
yeah
not even a
like
criticism of his Ori. I haven't seen his Ori. Like I know all
yeah,
these other picks are
Syndra's
even
really
better.
good. Like
Like what?
I mean,
Zareth from Honan is just obvious. They're and I feel like Fearless kind of hurts a player like Honan, who typically
yeah.
draws like these three bans usually get banned every game against Honan's team, and now they're not
Yeah,
gonna.
now they get one. They get the Viego. This champion
I
is good in solo queue. I have my doubts about playing it in this
yeah,
sort of setting
uh,
because you have to go crit to do damage. Otherwise, this champion is worthless. I'm sorry, like this champion cannot
well,
build Bruiser in the same way anymore and do damage. So
yeah, but I feel like if you play him in the right way with the Bruiser build still, and your team can give you the resets, you're still such a menace in the fights.
yeah, it's just a lot harder to play. You have to respect that you have to go Bruiser, and then you're picking it into Cassio and Amumu. It's gonna be a very tricky game for Viego. So
Yeah, Cassio. I don't think it's like a first pick champion, but
yeah,
it is for him because it's comfort.
yeah,
We'll come
absolutely.
back to that, but Cassio P is just straight comfort for Omar. Like probably one of his top champs, if not his best. Usually gets banned, but the Talia is a good answer. It
Yeah,
is a good answer into the Cassio, so I do like that. And then Caitlyn, super high range. That's always good into Cassiopeia.
yeah. I think this is Lithy's most played AD carry as well, so I think that's good for them. It's a really strong champion. Does have a lot of range, has a lot of lane pressure, can get prio for these objectives, and just try to set up for your Viego, who is probably going to want bot side prio. So I'm very curious to see how they pull this off. The Talia matchup into Cassia, you just sort of outrange it, right?
Yeah, you do. I'll
Gotcha,
talk about it more. I think it's a skill matchup more than it is a Talia matchup, but I
gotcha.
think you can be comfortable. But what I'm seeing right now is I like what blue team has done.
Yeah,
But they have all their carries. Like you have the damage. These last two picks are going to be critical to giving blue team a good comp. If they get good setup champions with
yeah,
crowd control for Talia and Viego, things that can frontline against the Cassio and Mumu, I think they have a really good comp. Whereas on the red side right now, I don't think it matters what they pick 4 or
yeah.
5. Like they already have a good comp.
Yeah, that they have like a very solid core here. I think Twitch is really strong right now. Has like the Yuntal build. Yuntal is just a really broken item as well. But has like a lot of agency to play into these three characters because there's kind
Yeah, and
of
there's
a
the
lot of
Ornn
ways to
ban.
flank. So the Ornn band makes a lot of sense into
And that's
Camazotz.
one thing. I think you might have wanted to take Kamazotz's Ornn. Like it got through first phase. I'm
Yeah,
surprised they didn't opt for that over something like the Caitlyn there. Because I don't think
yeah,
Caitlyn was going anywhere. I want to see if they give Twitch just like an enchanter support because typically you can play either with Twitch, but when you
yeah.
already have a Mumu, I think you want to give this guy just like a straight up Lulu type style.
Yeah, just get him the machine gun, get him to pop off. It is going to be a poppy ban for Camazotz. This makes a lot of sense. The Zac is still up critically, so there's still like that option. You could try to pick
Yeah,
like a Zac
Renata
to
could be
deny
really
it.
here.
Yeah,
Renata
Renata
could
could
be
be
really good
really
here
crazy
too.
here.
I
Yeah,
mean, oof. I think
yeah.
you have so many options.
As they ban Aatrox Pantheon, does anyone on this team play Aatrox or Pantheon?
They're really worried about the Dean Aatrox and the Dean
I guess
Pantheon.
so, man. Sure,
Big
bro.
research done on those.
I
Um,
guess I feel like these are two really wasted bans. Dean has a lot of good top lane champions. His Volibear is
yeah,
pretty
but
good. His
Dean's like
Urgot's
he's
solid. So
just gonna play the counter matchup. So
yeah.
I think you just pick what you decide what you're gonna play, and then just ban what UGG
Is going
says
to
like two
be
of the
the
biggest counters
Brawl.
are.
Okay. They're looking for like a
Braum, yeah,
peel
it's
support
not
here.
Enchanter, but it's really good. It's really
Yeah.
good into Viego.
Yeah. Viego has a really hard time picking up the souls into Braum. So
Dude,
definitely
the red comp is already so hard to play into. Like, who can
yeah.
Viego even assassinate in this game right
Nobody.
now?
Nobody. You have to go
Nobody. So
Bruiser
you
and
have
you
to
can't
set him
duel
up.
anyone.
You have to set him up.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be a very hard game for Viego. You have no easy access to resets. The Galio I do like though. It's really
Is the
good into
Galio
Amumu.
support?
It could be. That's kind of bad into Braum, right? It might be okay. I don't
That
know.
would be terrible into Braum, and I don't think
Is it
it's
Galio
blind
top?
Galio top. Which I mean, I don't think Galio top is terrible, but it's such a dangerous blind pick. And you
Yeah,
know, Dean's just gonna pick something that's gonna beat it, like in one v
yeah.
one.
Is it the return of the Gnar, bro? Gnar is not bad here into the Galio, to
Yeah,
be
Nar would
honest.
be good here, but I'm gonna sleep if we see a Nar here.
It looks like
Maybe
it is
something a
going
little
to be
more
the
exciting.
Seraphine for Honan here. This
Seraphine
champion,
makes sense, but
yeah,
Braum Shield is hard for it.
yeah, definitely a little bit of a self counter pick here, but we'll see. Because you can take the Braum shield and then just throw it in front of your ADC so they don't get CC'd. So I think you're really chilling if you're red side. Like this draft is so chill for them. Like they can just play super long and then or look for they can just like look for Mumu flanks and then deny their counter engage. And it looks like a Rise hover. It's gonna be Rise top. We're picking double mage. Okay, I
Let's
feel.
go! Let's go, Rise Top Dean. You're my guy again. Let's go. That's hype.
Wait, but this is bad. No, Galio builds 3 MR items is unkillable.
It's. It, I think Galio could carry this game, but that's so much pressure on the Galio, and
Yeah, it's a tricky game for sure. Let me fill out
but
this.
I will say it's just like the straight. I feel like it's the pick for Dean that he wants to be on a carry, and I can
Yeah.
see the angle for it. I think you could have really picked anything in this 5 spot. I think that's what's nice about well-rounded drafts that allow your top laner to just pick any assortment of champion. So I'm excited to see how he does. The main thing to me is though, I just the fact that they went for Galio top blind when you probably could have just blinded the Ornn. I mean, it's a fearless draft. I think even if you're comfortable playing other stuff than the Ornn, like if you can get it for game 1, you need to take that. But we'll
Yeah.
see. And then we'll see what Apari can do on the Viego, because the last couple times he's played Viego, he has popped off. He hasn't always won, but he has consistently popped off.
Yeah. Definitely has done pretty well getting himself early game leads. Has not been able to convert them into wins from what I remember. But yeah, definitely. It's gonna be very important to watch him play, and see if he can really try to convert here. Uh, God, I like Aqua's draft, but this Rise just makes me barf. I'm sorry, bro. It's not that good here. Like if you
I
pick,
don't think so.
you
Yeah.
get so much. The Galio gets so much value by building every MR item in League of Legends PC edition, and you just feel so bad here. No, like
I mean, yeah, but it's fun. Like it's fun to play
it's
Rise.
fun. So true. I'm gonna kill
It
you,
is
man.
so fun to play Rise.
So true. So true. But yeah.
And like I'm gonna be
Let's.
real too. Like it's you're not playing against. I don't know. I think it's. I think Dean can make it work. But if they lose, we're blaming Dean. So I think it's a fair
Absolutely,
trade off. It's a fair trade off.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at some of the past performances. This is Honen's first time on the Seraphine. Lithia's played 9 games of Caitlyn, has lost 6 of them, so I didn't know they were that. Are they hadn't won that many? I feel like they always do well on the Caitlyn. I don't know. Maybe it's just tricky champion to convert on. Apari is 7-13 on the Viego. Definitely very comfortable on this character, but has not always been able to convert on the wins. You see a couple of first time champions. I think this might just be that Rat hasn't played a lot in the
I mean,
server.
his
Neither
name
has
is
Kagura,
Rad. I
so
hope he has a Twitch.
yeah, true. Actually, we'll hope we can do Stop Proud. Dean is 0-2 on the rise, but I don't know. We'll see. I guess. Oh
Rise is honestly a hard chance.
yeah. The willingness to bust it out, I fuck with it, bro. Fuck with it heavy. But yeah, definitely
You
gonna
know,
be an
I
interesting game to watch.
I can talk about the mid matchup a little bit
Okay,
now.
go for it.
I do think it's. I don't know. As someone who's probably plays the most Talia in the server, this isn't a game I would want to be Talia in. I think you're gonna struggle because you have the range of Twitch to really deal with, and people like a Mumu and Braum are frontliners that can always like survive a first flick type of combo. So I feel like it's really hard to actually get big value unless you have really good setup from the Galio. Now the lane matchup itself, um, I think it favors Talia because if you are positioning really well, it's really hard for the Cassiopeia to ever actually put damage on you. If she walks
Yeah,
forward, you can always threaten her with the ground. But it's mostly just going to come down to the micro play of can Nevada consistently space out Omar and
yeah,
avoid getting hit by the poison cloud, the Q. Because if Omar can consistently hit the poison clouds, you can run this matchup as the Cassiopeia because
absolutely.
you can use the movement speed to always chase down, and if you use the movement speed, it's almost impossible for Talia to then flick you. So then you can just run her down, and if you get ahead as Cassiopeia, just based on how both the champions build, you're going to be
Yeah,
unkillable, and you can
yeah,
just consistently beat her inside. So I think it can be Talia favored. It's a champion that can one shot the Cassio with teammate help, which is why you always pick Talia in the first place. But you
absolutely.
got to play it really, really well.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be an interesting mid matchup. I think Talia is also a good champion just to pair with the Viego as well. It's just you can get a lot of damage down. I think Talia would prefer like more of a setup jungler, but like you and the Viego, if you rotate up topside, you can probably secure a kill with the Galio. You can probably secure a kill if you go bot lane. So you these two as like two playmaking junglers can feel like quite unbeatable if you play it correctly. I will
Yeah.
say though, I despise playing a Mumu or Viego into a Mumu. They just press R when you're anywhere
Yeah.
within like a 5 mile radius of them, and you're just dead. Like,
Yeah, he can like fully because he can Q R Q you can just be chain CC'd for a year.
yeah. Then you have the Casio to throw the ground on top. You have the Rise to
Yeah, you're
press
you're
EW.
done.
You have the
From
the Braum to just make your day impossible. Like,
I feel like this is a game for Apari. We were kind of talking about has really good performances, sometimes struggles to close them out. This is a game where you have to play like clean as hell to actually be
yeah,
able to
yeah,
close this one out, or you will just get caught. There's CC on every target. Like you got to play this so good. But to be fair to him, typically he's able to get big leads. I don't
yeah.
even know how you find the lead in the first
Yeah,
place against
yeah.
this comp.
This is gonna be a very, very rough game for the Viego, but if anyone can do it, it's him, I think. I don't know.
Viego is one of those champs that can counter gank pretty effectively. So maybe
Yeah,
that's kind of your angle here is
yeah.
catch them overextending, catch them trying to dive, something like that. You pick up 1 or 2 kills, freebies, kind of like that. Good timing. Then maybe you have an angle to start snowballing a little bit, but I just I feel like Red Team has that comp where you don't actually have to do that much because your comp will just play itself come mid
Yeah,
game.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's like some angles that like where the Twitch wants to get like a really big flank. That's like a little tricky to do, but like other than that, if you want to
Yeah,
just play the front to back, this team comp will let you play the front to back. So
Yeah, I don't think this is the game where you're forced as Twitch to look for those angles because that is where there could be some danger if Galio's able to quickly CC you into a combo, something like that. But when you have this front line, like you can always front to back it.
yeah,
I think the side laning could be really difficult if Nevada isn't able to match Casio inside, which I expect Nevada can, and I'm going to believe that they will. Um, but if you can't, it gets really hard because I think Dean will be able to just push the Galio in kind of repeatedly.
yeah. I mean, he'll do no damage to the Galio because the Galio is about to build Force of Nature, 10 billion
Yeah,
MR items. But like, yeah,
I
if
don't
you
know,
just press
dude.
it on the wave, you're probably chilling. If we want to
Maybe
look at
Dean
the
just built all the magic resist or magic shred.
maybe. If we want to look at the season records for these champions, Seraphine is on a bit of a tear recently,
Yeah.
but hasn't been
Very new
picked too much.
season.
I guess it's because of uh, Bilgewater. That's probably like the only games we played this season. So
So it's not very big sample size, but it's kind of neat to see what's worked in Bilgewater so far.
yeah, definitely makes sense, a lot of sense. Seraphine is like one of those champions that gets a lot of value if you like can hit the 5 man ultimates. Has a lot more value in like coordinated play where you can sort of scale for free and look for the big engages on like cooldowns consistently. And I think we have a lot of good Seraphine players as well, so this sort of makes sense. Mumu is still this champion is just disgusting. I'm sorry, bro. I am number one a Mumu slander. This champion is boring as balls and broken as shit, bro. It's just like, ooh, I hit E, I hit Q, I hit R. Ooh, I'm so talented. Cry. Yeah, the Udyr player is molding about a Mumu, by
Yeah,
the
I
way,
mean,
but
Amumu is not the craziest like hard champ, but I absolutely love Amumu. I love Amumu players. I just I love having that champ on my team so much that I will never hate on the pick. I think it's
that's
always
sick.
good. Like I actually think Amumu is in this type of team play, in this type of level of play, could be picked every single game. And if
Yeah,
you were on my team, I'd ask you to. Like
that's
I
so
love it
crazy.
so much. I love that pick so much. But nobody else does. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's fair.
The junglers especially don't want to
Yeah,
play it
this
every game.
because it's boring. This gym is so fucking
That's
boring.
the thing is, when I get Phil Jungle, I'll play him. I don't even think he's boring. Like
You're
whenever
insane. You're an insane person.
when they added the 2 Qs, he became just like an insanely fun champ. I'll die on that hill.
Crazy, crazy work. If we want to look at
Make
the
your base take coming up.
that's
Yeah.
that's the world's most baked take ever. If we want to look at overall records, though, Moo actually has a negative win rate in the server where Viego does not, which is very funny. But um, definitely still really positive Twitch KDA or win-loss record, but that makes a lot of sense. We have a lot of
Yeah.
really good Twitch players, so
Talia only being 29-29 is so sad to me because I feel like that champion is actually just so good if you pick it in the right spots.
yeah, absolutely. Let's look at the champ matchups previously. Yeah, Viego has dunked on Amumu historically at our server. That's kind of crazy, but I think we've just had better Viego players than Amumu players in seasons
Yeah,
past.
that's not what I would have expected. Is that record there? Yeah,
Yeah.
36. Hmm.
Caitlyn has historically dunked on the Twitch. Braum has destroyed
I don't know if
Seraphine
that's
apparently.
dunked on, but
Holy.
6-5 with a worse KDA, you're saying it's dunked on?
Yeah, I'm gonna run with this narrative, bro. Don't worry about
No,
it.
I think it's actually a really Twitch favored matchup if
True,
you can
true.
survive the early game. It's on the Caitlyn to get a lead and
Yeah,
close
yeah,
it
yeah.
out super,
Absolutely.
super effectively.
Uh, yeah, our Braum players are just dunking on Seraphine players, though. We were talking
And,
about how this is a
and
good
it,
matchup for the Braum, but
and it was the self counter pick too, which if it doesn't go well, you have to kind of question that.
yeah. So, oh wait, yeah, we said the okay. I had that completely flipped in my brain. Braum is really good into Seraphine, and they picked it in.
Yeah.
I can't speak English, but yeah, yeah, yeah. They got a really good pick, and they sort of self counter pick. So hopefully it doesn't fuck them over. As we are gonna be getting into game here.
Okay.
If we want to talk
Finally, let's
about
do it.
some stuff in the runes, hold on. Pari did opt for the Conqueror setup, so
Oh,
we should be seeing more of a Bruiser setup. I think if you go Conqueror, you should be going more with like the Sundered Sky Triforce build for Viego.
yeah.
Getting the Conqueror in these long fights could be really helpful. Amumu is still gonna one shot you, but if you can like survive a little bit with the Sundered Sky plus some extra help,
Yeah. I mean,
um,
if
it's a little more playable.
Dean with the shout out,
So
appreciate
true.
that. Um, I will say, I think if Viego with going this correct bruiser build is what it's looking like. If he can like somehow get a little bit of a snowball, don't matter how he finds it, but he does, and then he can pretty quickly get to like a second, third item of like Merc Treads, and then you get a like a Sterix Gauge in there at some point. You could have so much tenacity that it's actually playable.
Yeah, definitely. And you could also like go Maw. Like you could itemize Maw on Viego here, unironically, because like
Yeah,
there's so much MR or magic damage on the enemy team. Like you can become like a pseudo bruiser front line for your team,
interesting.
and you just are sort of unkillable. So curious to see if he chooses to adapt his itemization here like that. But
Yeah, I'm curious if Camazotz is gonna go just absolute straight MR tank, or will still build like the Rift Maker or something.
I mean, you could just go Hollow Radiance first and then just continue stacking MR from there, right? Like it's actually so good. They're going for a
Oh,
bit
we
of a
got a little
bush
bit of a
tease.
bush cheese. Could be bad if you get a full combo stun onto someone.
Yeah, I mean they did this last game. Ooh, the stun does
Oh,
not
that's a
connect.
critical miss.
Yeah, they still get the
Still
auto
gets the
off, so
auto
the
though. Like
stun
that's
still
just
goes through.
oh
Stacking the tempo, the E came
no.
out, and the
Woo.
barrier coming out from Lithy. This is really good. The
Flash
flash
over.
auto and a first blood going over to the side of Aqua team, I believe. But yeah, insane play from bot lane here. Just utilizing the Brawl level 1 really well. I like to see that.
Yeah, really well played.
Yeah, they ding level 2, so yeah. Pari did start blue side, so they're sequencing down here, trying to play for their bot lane. Makes a lot of sense. You probably want to make a lot of stuff happen in the bot side. Omar is just, or is this Albert? Albert is just sequencing up, so nothing really happening for jungle as well. But
We'll see what type of advantage Rat Team can continue to do with that lead now that you have the
yeah,
kill on Twitch. First blood is huge. There is no flash, so maybe like you have an angle for Viego, who was pathing down already,
Taunt
try to
coming
do
out.
something there.
Oh,
Wait,
Dean is.
Camazotz is just oh,
Oh my gosh! And he just bonks the fuck out of
no,
Dean here. Well played, the
yo,
Kamazots, bro.
that was really well played by Camazotz, and that's just like Dean just disrespecting Galio as a champ.
Yeah,
Like
that champion
that's
is
crazy.
does do a lot of damage. Good solo kill for him, but
Yeah, Galio can always find solo kills, but I
yeah,
feel like it requires the other player like just straight up misplaying. He can
yeah,
never
yeah,
get you in one rotation, so you have to just be like not just playing the lane correctly.
yeah. Viego is down here. Not really much you can do here though. But there, wave is pushing towards him. Good cue from Mr. Kage to do a little trade, but not much other
Yeah,
than
but the
that.
vision play with the wave stacking in, like they're gonna be like maybe you can go for a dive here, but it's
This is not a
so
dive.
aggressive.
This is not a dive.
Yeah,
Not in
like
any
I just
universe is that a dive.
uh, yeah, but the fact that there isn't something like that there means you can't really do anything to punish the Twitch flash. And now that you have to path top lane, I think Twitch is just gonna kind of get through this lane easily.
Albert did manage to get a little ward on the Viego blue side, so they should be
Yeah,
able
I
to
know
see him. Oh,
Pari
another trade
have the
coming out.
red
Using the
trinket. He does,
stealth. The Q does
yeah.
connect. They're trading mostly onto Onan though, dropping him pretty low, but nothing else is really coming
Rad
of
is
it.
just spacing really well, dodging out on the CC, and then he's just really abusing like kind of the poor movement on the blue side. Like they're
Yeah.
constantly staying in auto attack range of him and just letting him pump damage.
Yeah, he is pretty good at the Twitch. He does have a Twitch in his bag so far, but yeah. Already has the first null magic mantle complete. Probably first of many, but ooh, Q connects onto Onan. Good block from the shield as well. Does manage to get a pretty sizable trade. They're really utilizing their trades pretty well, but just gonna go for a reset here. It does have the double dagger advantage, so it does have a little extra attack speed to get off more autos. Does just rest with Berserker Greaves. Uh,
Yeah.
I know a lot of ADC players hate this rush, but I think it's fine here. Just trying to maintain your tempo from buying double dagger. You could have gone like the scout slingshot and try to go Yuntal, but I don't know.
Yeah, and you know,
Viego's here.
I think part of Dean's problem in this early lane is the fact that he
Ooh,
went
3-man
tier first
collapse.
item instead of doing
Ooh,
the
the
dorm.
Q does connect. The Q also connects from the Twitch or the movement, and this should
Wow.
be a kill onto Apari, and it's
Woo!
not looking
What
good,
a good
bro.
roam up.
Yeah.
What just a well timed roam up by the bot lane there.
Yeah, utilizing your lane advantage as the Twitch, Braum is super good here. Twitch as a character just has a lot of agency. As one of the few AD carries who can like pull off roams on his own, with a little less punish than most ADCs, just getting a kill, just trying to snowball as much as he can. So
And the Braum just being there, just good move, good map timing, and just yeah, I mean, Pari's walking too far up. I think even if that flick hits, that's still a hard play because
yeah,
Omar has flash, he has ult. Like I just don't think that's a dive you go for in the first place.
yeah. Definitely a slower early game from for Scrim Zone standards. Beats has not been claimed yet, but Dean does have the Catalyst in his inventory, so he's going to go for the Roa, the Turbo Scale build.
Yeah, you know, he didn't go for the Doran's Ring start, which I think is why his early probably feels a little weaker than he was expecting, but he's going to scale so nicely.
Are trying to go for like a bit of a cheesy play here, as you would expect from the Twitch. I don't think they got the play bot lane, so that's a little bit rough. Oh, it's still up. Never mind. I'm speaking nonsense.
Yeah.
Pari is still here. Omar is kind of in
They
the
just
air.
have Apari on vision all game, man. Like
Yeah.
there's no surprise in any of his movement, and when it's already such a hard comp to play Viego into, if you don't have the element of surprise, I don't know what you do. And this is
Ooh.
just bullying if he's able to go on him here.
Oh, he's looking.
Oh my, what are we
Oh my
doing?
lord, he walked back in.
Oh,
The Q
that-
does connect from
That
from
should not
Albert.
have hit.
And
They're
the
fighting.
Q.
Oh, hey, bullying. That's what I
so
said.
crazy.
That's crazy.
The flash Q from
Holy.
Albert does connect. What a clean play from the side of Aqua team here. Just really utilizing their early pressure on the Twitch here, and he's in such a solid spot to carry. You get the Ocean Drake as well, so you get a little extra HP and mana regen for your lanes. You're in a chill spot, bro. I don't.
Yeah, this is so well played by the side of Aqua. Is that Aqua?
I think they're
I don't know what their actual team name is, but Team Aqua is killing it.
yeah. I'm just gonna go by the color that they have chosen today. I cannot remember their team name, so. Flick does whiff from the Talia. Doesn't really have a CS lead, so nothing really happening in this mid lane, but a lot of plays are happening around mid lane, I'd say.
Yeah.
So.
Nevada's having trouble landing the flicks on Omar, and it's because Omar is spacing really well and using
Yeah.
his movement. But I think one trick that I don't see Nevada using is don't just go for the dry flick. Like, start trading on them with Q a couple times and time your flick when you hit them with the Q that slows,
Ooh, wait.
and then it's a lot easier to hit it. And
Pari
yeah,
is
I mean,
caught
he's
here.
here.
Ulti
Yo,
comes
you do have
out.
Galio ult, though. This could be bad by Omar.
Omar doesn't.
And if Dean
or
comes
Albert
in here,
doesn't yeah.
Dean comes in here
Dean
against
comes
the
in here,
removal.
crazy. Pari
Yeah,
should be
there's
able to
your
get
kills.
another here. Does get the phase rush, but Ballin,
Yeah, and
another trade
oh
coming out,
my
the ulti coming out
god.
onto Honan, but he does get stunned up by the Seraphine E. The ulti comes out, the exhaust going down,
Yeah.
but the Braum ulti was able
Oh!
to block the ulti. Barrier coming out from Lithy does manage to get the
Oh!
stacks, but nothing
Has
really
ult, but
happening.
oh my god, dude. Twitch
Oh,
with splash.
Dean makes
Dean's
it
still
out!
alive, by the way? Like, what is... Well, get the Caitlyn ult on him.
Ooh, JFK
They're
is
not... They
not
don't see
going
the
to be
vision.
killed, but
Wow. Well, Dean's insane that he gets out there. I mean, that's just the power of Rise.
yeah.
But good pick by them on the Amumu. You get a kill on Viego, and this might just be another one.
Yeah, Albert is a little overextended here. Does have the
Let's have R
ulti.
this time.
Does manage to turn it though.
Oh,
This Amumu champion is just broken. The Q coming out from the Amumu does manage to flip this, and
yeah,
another kill going
yeah.
on to the Cassio. I take it all back. He's not out of position. He's the GOAT.
Nope.
He's baiting. If you
You
click
see
R on
why I
this
love
Amumu,
Amumu. You see why I love Amumu.
this
Man.
champion's
Like,
so
that champion is so good.
this champion's so stupid, bro. Oh my
He does
gosh.
everything. He sets up for your team. He has damage to carry. He's tanky as fuck. And I think just in that bot lane play, it was pretty close in the end. Caitlyn put out good damage, but I feel like Braum being able to always block the Seraphine ult and not let it
Yeah.
hit Twitch is just such a game changer.
Yeah. He coming out, trying to block out some of the trade. Does whiff the Q though, so they can't really go for anything too crazy. But yeah, now
Yeah.
you're still in a very comfortable position. If you're Aqua team here, you just have the 5 kills, you're up 2k gold. The Camazotz does have the bomb or the Spectre's Cowl, so like anything Dean does to him does not matter. Ooh, Twitch is ulting
Oh, the
here,
ult
opening
back
up.
up.
But
Wait,
the
that's a
Talia
pretty big
is here, the
shield.
barrier coming out.
That's actually huge.
And a good shutdown onto the Talia. Good wall, and does manage to pick up both. Well played
What
from
a
Nevada
good
here.
roam. What a good timing by Nevada. Just because that wasn't a, I'm reacting to the dive. That was I'm already headed down here and predicted
Yeah.
that. And I mean, that saved bot lane. If Twitch gets 2 more kills there, it might be cooked. Like,
Yeah.
that's so massive. Really good play. And if you're struggling in the lane on Talia, that's something you can always do is look for those roams.
Yeah, absolutely. A really good punish on the Talia here. The Twitch is going for the collector setup, so trying to go for more of like an assassin setup. I'm not a
Ooh,
Twitch
that's
expert,
interesting.
but
You know, I think it's either that or the Yunthal's item, but Yunthal's just does not spike very hard on one item at all. That's
Yeah.
why I don't like it that much.
that's fair. Okay, I'm now like the Yuntal's biggest shill because I've been playing it on like Crit Master E and Jungle recently. That item feels so cracked once you get it fully stacked, but I understand that you're in a bit of a
I mean,
power trough before you finish
I've been
stacking
building it
so-
lately. Yeah, I like it. I've been building it, but I get why you want to just play for the aggressive, especially with how hard you're already winning the early game.
Yeah, Gamzot is going for pretty aggressive trades, but Dean just has perma mana up now because he has the
Yeah.
row completed and the tier item, so he's gonna be perma forcing in these waves versus Gamzot, who has gotten a bunch of plates, but
You know,
I
and
don't-
Camazotz did find that really nice early kill, but I hope that Camazotz doesn't get trapped in this mindset of thinking that he needs to win this 1v1. That's not why you
Yeah.
pick the Galio. I need to see Camazotz continuing to find team plays where
With
he's
the
setting
Viego.
up CC for the Talia and for the Viego.
Yep, absolutely. Another aggressive play could be coming out here from the bot lane. Oh, steps on the trap. Good
His
block.
Guardian
from
Shield
Braum.
just makes that no damage. Or
Yeah.
something.
Ooh, the ulti comes out
Oh
from the
my
Braum. The stun's
God.
also coming out. The charm does come out.
Oh, the
from
shield
Odin.
wasn't there that time.
Ooh, but
Oh,
the
damage
good expunge. I don't know what this E is called. But
Yeah, man, and you know the shield just wasn't there that time, so the Seraphine ult actually hit Twitch.
that's
But I think
contaminate, not expunge, but
Lithy would have had to have flashed something in that combo to try to create enough space to make that playable. But because the Twitch damage with these items is just insane now.
Yuntal has broken too many stats. I don't know. The burst of attack speed Yuntal gives with Twitch ult makes it work even for being aggressive. IMO worth it. I would agree. Thank you, Dave, for your input on the 80k roll. Neither of us play this role, so I appreciate your feedback. Good solo kill by Odin, though. Sorry, I was yapping to the 80 carry player, but does manage to pick up Kage here. I think was just overstaying, but
We got
Rat
some dirty things happening.
does manage to drop the poison. Apari is here, though.
Wait, does he know Apari's there?
The stun doesn't connect from Apari, though. Could still be a kill. Oh, the flash does not have anything and hits the Eva. I love that for him, but I think they got the dragon critically, so I think you're okay
And look,
with
Omar's
this trade.
looking. Omar might find them here. This is dangerous.
Yeah. Is Albert the jungler or is Omar the mid laner? I think
Apari
it's.
flashed in.
Ooh, the
Apari
ulti
flashed
comes
in.
out. Doesn't manage to kill, but does manage to kill with the auto. So
Um,
well played.
Omar has
Honen's
flash here.
here.
What's he gonna do? Oh, good roam up by Honan gets Apari out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought Apari didn't play that first little fight patient enough, but they
Yeah.
chose to go back in with the when the Mumu got there, and good punish by Apari using his flash.
Yeah. I think Albert is the jungler, right? And then Omar's
Yes,
mid laner.
Albert is. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Albert's.
We've been. I think we've been flipping it around. That's on me as well. But yeah.
Oops.
Top lane is just still they're pushing waves into each other, all right. And critically, blue team has sort of evened out the gold here. Aqua team has been playing a little more lax. Still has all the what are they called? All the dragons so far. So if you can get this Infernal Soul, you still feel super comfortable. If you're Aqua team, Fire Soul or Infernal Soul with Cassio or Twitch, both super good. Both of these champions really like being super offensive, and if you get on the rise as well, obviously. But
Okay, I got a question. Let's talk about a role we do know, or at least you know a lot about. What do you think about the first choice of the Trinity Force on Viego here?
okay, this is standard on most Viegos. I dislike Trinity Force as an item, but it is a really good item for Viego. A lot of Viego's players consider this his core item. I think you could probably get away with Yuntal if you build Grip, but like I have no idea. I haven't played Viego in a while, but I think the Triforce is probably correct if you're gonna go with this Bruiser setup. Gives you everything you want. Could be a play here. TP is coming out from Omar here, just trying to match this play. Apari is here. The Q comes out, does connect. The ulti does come back onto Apari here. The stun coming out from the Cassio, but the Viego soul pickup does manage to deny them a kill here. So
Okay, that's pretty huge that even with the Cassiopeia ult and the Amumu ultimate that they get 1 for 0 on the side of blue. Like that's massive.
yeah, I mean,
And Camazot still has ult, so it's not even like you can really re-engage on Apari.
yeah, definitely a good play from them. You're really utilizing their prow here. Root coming out from the rise, but they do manage to pick up the Rift Herald here. Could be a lot of gold that they can net potentially from the Rift Herald if you use it in a very opportune spot. Try to knock down some of these towers. So.
And Camazot says this game goes on, it's going to really struggle to match the mana pool of Rise. So if he keeps trading with him, he's going to constantly be And I don't know if like you could go tier to try to maybe help with that a little bit, but I don't think that's necessary if you can just kind of try to conserve enough mana to kind of join the team plays.
Yeah, I would agree. But also like if Viego did rush the Merc Treads like I thought.
Yeah, I kind of
so
have to. I
much
mean, there's
value
just
here.
no way you don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, like right there, you're going for a trade, which it's all well and dandy, but you're never killing, and you miss cannon because you dash past. You know, like I don't know.
You could probably just hold your mana pool forever. Apart is looking here. Ulti comes out from the Talia. The Amumu Q does not connect. The good flick
that's
from
actually
the
a really
Talia.
good combo.
The Q does connect this time, but Twitch does not have the HP to respond this time. Omar is here, does burn the Omar is here, does burn the flash from the Talia. So
I'm mad if I'm Nevada right there. Like that's such a good ult and pick onto the flashless Twitch, but Apari just walked away, didn't put in any damage there, and then you end up having to blow flash even though you found a good play. Like that's so tough. That should have been a dead Twitch.
Yeah, I would agree. He dropped super low. Viego did also have ours, so I think they could have converted a little
That's what I'm
there,
saying. Like, just had to just be in range. I think he just didn't. He didn't see the vision. I mean, that was just a really kind of crafty, quick play by Nevada. So I don't completely blame him for not seeing it, but it's disappointing when you can't kind of match up on the same page there.
Yeah, absolutely. Dragon is going to be spawning in 50 seconds, so definitely a very important Dragon soul point for the side of Aqua team. If you can get this soul point, I think you're fine. Twitch is opening up here. Has no support though. The ulti coming out from the Seraphine, a lot of damage coming out. The barrier comes out and he just gets fucking popped. Not playing this back end of the game a little sloppy.
I don't know if that's like some matchup knowledge or ego, but just like can't walk up there 1v2 like. Yeah, Honan, if he gets to hit everything, the Twitch is stunned for like 4 straight seconds.
Yeah, it's not good. Viego did opt for the serrated Dirk here, so is going to go for the Collector still. Is not going to back down, is just going to go full damage. So.
And if you can turn this into a dragon, and you already see Camazot's, he walked here, didn't even have to use the TP. Super smart. This is what you see a lot of good top laners do, is show up to these team fights, and they just weren't ready for him.
First pick here, and they are going to be giving the soul point. Rise should get the tower here, but giving a soul point is a little sucky. Also, we see that Rat is down a level. The E comes out from the Cassia. Does manage to get the ground down. The Talia does have the Seraphs though, and I don't think this is a kill. Good attempt
Wow,
for
man.
them,
Yeah.
but
I thought they actually would have Talia there. Really nice job being able to walk that out, and then you just get Dragon. It ends up being really good for blue team.
Kevzlot is just pumping
Damn,
damage
he's
into
running
Dean
him
here
down.
too. That's crazy. The flash is
Wait!
burned. Could be another solo kill. Root coming out
Oh,
onto
the
the
Root!
tower. But the Q does connect, and Mr. Jones is going down for the count. Insane play from Camazotz here.
Him.
Also, he did
He's
go the
cooking
AP
him.
item, so.
Yeah, I think as soon as you see, like, Dean was so far pushed up that he can't just use Phase Rush to completely disengage the play.
Yeah.
And then Camazotz had a full mana bar, so just, what a good sequence by Camazotz. He walks to the dragon, gets the pick on a Moo, secures his team the drag, TP's up top, saves the turret, and solo kills Dean and gets his flash. Like,
yeah. Really well
we
played
were a
from
little bit
Camazotz.
doubting the Galio pick. This has been
I was
great so
never
far.
doubting the Galio pick. What do you
Well,
mean?
I think we both would agree that blind pick Galio before you saw what they picked into it is a
Yeah,
little
that's
risky.
true. That is true. That is
So
true.
let's be fair. Let's be fair to that.
I'll give
but
you that. I'll give you that. My
He
bad.
does have a good matchup, I think, into the Rise. I haven't played this matchup ever, but doing really good so far. And you see him going for that damage item like I was talking about. He's going to do the Riftmaker probably, and I think
Yeah.
that's smart here with how hard you're already winning.
Yeah, I mean, I will also say I think while Rat Poisoning did play the early game pretty well, I feel like he kind of has been over-rotating and overlooking for these fights, whereas he's down CS, the Caitlyn now is also
Yeah.
down levels, so it's sort
That's
of
a good
falling off
point.
compared to the Caitlyn who has maintained their power spikes very well, so hopefully...
It's a really good point by you. Yeah, falling behind this much, like just falling behind in CS really at all with how well your early game went isn't what you want to see. And I think we'll see if it slows down the scaling enough to kind of give Blue Team a chance to really kind of push the control they have right now. I mean, a 4K gold lead is kind of insane, and this is a comp that we said would have trouble playing out the early game,
ulti
and they're
comes
just
out.
not at all.
And looks like they get another kill onto Dean. Good pick. Using the Galio Prio very well. This should just be a really free Autocon convert from them. So
Yeah, I haven't played as much or like kind of been keeping up with it. How strong is Otacon now? Is it still you just have to have it? It seems strong to me.
it's good. I think it has the same problem as previous Autocon though, whereas if you force it, you can just lose
Yeah.
games by going for it ever. But like it's a little bit better. The slow on kill kind of doesn't matter. There's like a significant XP bump when you get it though, so it is still super valuable. But
Yeah, because they just converted it into one version now, right?
Yeah.
And it's just XP bump.
it's XP bump, and then every kill you get like a Jin trap thing. It's like you get a little slow field.
Oh, good use of the Talia ult to get out there. Really nice play. Gets the turret and gets out. You see how many members had already rotated down to try to find Nevada here. And Nevada playing a really good early game.
Yeah, definitely has had a lot of map pressure. Like I was saying, has paired up with the Viego decently, and paired up with the both side laners and tried to get kills here. So I think they're just playing very well. So
And this is just such a smart back. Like, if you stayed there, you were getting dove and you died.
Yeah.
Instead, you back, and now your team can kind of
Towers here.
potentially even collapse on this. Like,
Ooh, could
this
be
is...
a pick.
Oh, we'll see what happens here.
Nope. Dean is getting bodied by Camazotz again.
They do get Nevada's flash there, but
Ulti comes
gonna have to see if Twitch
Stun
goes
does
too
come
far.
out. Yeah.
Not gonna be able to get any follow-up, so it ends up being they get Nevada's flash essentially as like the one item there because everything else was just cooldowns from ults and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're missing like so many stats from Yuntal if you instead of Collector. Like I feel like if you build Yuntal here, you're in such a better position. But I don't know. Maybe
I mean, I would always build Udall just because I think we were playing a scaling champ. That item is the scaling better. Like it's not even. I think it's more scaling than Collector, obviously, but you
Yeah.
want to scale anyway. And when you have that much of a lead, you would just have been scaling insanely fast if you just built that and focused on farm.
Yeah. We'll have
Because I
to
mean,
see.
look at Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is farming really well. Like, let's give credit to both Dean and Cassio. I mean, they're both farming really well too. So like, the gold lead is
Ooh,
still
flash ulti.
somewhat playable.
Does trade the flash. Everyone's here
okay,
though.
but
I
that's
don't know if there's
big.
a play.
It's a really good flick. There's always a
Yeah.
play when you get the flick.
True.
Pari has Dud
Exhaust
Neville
is
here.
coming out. The flash comes out from a Pari here.
flash.
Does manage to pick
Okay,
up the
okay.
Braum. We'll have to see if they keep going here. Looks like they're just gonna back off and go for dragon. So
I mean, just a really nice flick by Nevada
yeah,
to
those
set up
match
that
look
kill, and now
good.
you have a good dragon angle. And
Yeah.
getting the Twitch's flash there's massive too, because he won't have that for the next probably 1 or 2 big team fights,
Yeah.
especially if you start looking around an early Baron.
Omar is just sort of AFK splitting top, which fair. I mean, but Galio can sort of just walk at either of these sideliners and just be
Yeah, I'd like to
immortal.
see
So
a Galio versus Cassiopeia 1v1, because I think it could go a little bit better for Cassio than the Rise,
Diego is
but
here. His team is
he's so
not here
strong.
though, so he does have to leave. But they do manage to get
Oh,
another
and they
pick
just
onto
pick him.
Twitch
That's a
here.
solo kill.
Yeah, well played
Damn, I wish we could.
Nevada.
Oh, I want to see how that
Oh,
happened.
we
That's a
can look.
freaking
Hold
solo
on, bro.
kill. Let's look. Like that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no flash on Twitch, but you still got to get good movement here. Let's see.
Let me jump back. So they just see Twitch mid,
Okay.
and then they just drop the ulti.
Okay, so I mean, Twitch is no flash, but has barrier,
Ooh,
decent
good ulti.
health.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, the damage
proc.
is insane. No, I mean like just flies in, one taps him. No,
Yeah,
that's just
that
a
was
good
crazy.
That's insane damage. Good recognition of just the opportunity to ult there though.
Yeah. Super good pick. Not really much else that's happening. Oh, turn everything off.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Dean get involved in a team fight yet, and
Yeah.
he is getting close to that Seraph spike, so when he's on 2 items, I think he could have an opportunity to put out pretty big damage in a team fight.
Looks like they are getting spotted out here. Q comes out from
big.
the
Oh, the Galio
Ooh,
ult
the Galio
though!
ulti should be a free pick here. Ulti comes out, but Diego should be able to get the first reset. Twitch is
Oh,
opening
the
up onto
bot
the
lane's just
backline though.
caught!
Does manage to get the Seraphine, but this could be the Viego reset dream, and it looks like he is gonna go for it. The Caitlyn ult is coming out here. The Braum,
Oh, he gets the Q!
the Q does
And
come
Dean
out. The
ulted back in?
flash, could
Oh,
be
but
a
Twitch!
shutdown here. Twitch is still going pretty big onto the backline. This should be really good.
What can
for
Apari do here?
reset. Cannot get the rest of that. Can't get the rest
Oh!
of the Seraphs. Does manage to take it out, and Apari does manage to get the Kawandra kill. The Penta here, actually. Holy.
Oh my god, what a good play!
Yeah.
That's the best Penta I've seen in a while in Scribs games. That was hype.
Yeah.
What a
Definitely
crazy
well played.
fight.
To him, just making sure you get all the resets. So. The double Seraphs, like he was talking about, though, was pretty big. Does manage to get the Cassio Soul to get the Seraph Shield, and then also gets the Rise Seraph Shield. So
Yeah, I mean, but that's just the power of Viego, and I think it's
Yeah.
why he's always pickable, because when you get these reset chains, he's just so strong.
yeah, definitely good pick from them. Getting that first
But,
reset
you know-
onto the Amumu was really good. So
I will say the game is far from out of reach if you're Aqua, though, and
Yeah.
it's just like, it's what we talked about. Apari is fed. Can he close this one out? Because
Yeah.
I think there's danger here. Like, that's
Yeah.
the honest truth, and I want to see him do it this time.
yeah, Twitch is also on 3 items critically. He did. We can gas up the Viego Penta. It was really good, but Twitch did get like a decent chunk of gold as well. So if they can manage to play these team fights well from Aqua, ulti is coming out. It does manage to chunk Hoden pretty low, but if they can play these fights well from Aqua team, I think it is still pretty playable with your Twitch on 3 items. Ooh, good flick from the Talia here. Could be an angle, but Rise is just a little bit too tanky. So
Nevada's playing these fights out really well now. Has actually really good knowledge of how to play that. Like, gets the flick and then uses the face rush to immediately disengage. Knows that if the Talia stays in range of the Rise to get traded back on, it could actually start to look a little rough. Like,
Yeah.
just such good Talia play.
yeah, Gamzots does have the Bramble vest, John. I'm not sure you want that, but I guess it's okay in the Twitch. But
Um,
I don't know.
yeah, I wouldn't get it this game, I think, but
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I'm building 5 MR items and I'm going to the fucking moon with this Galio pick.
Devs, I
but-
think you just rely on being unkillable to everyone but Twitch, but your whole team comp's goal is to just pick the Twitch anyway, so I don't think
Yeah.
it matters that much.
Yeah, not much is really happening on the map. Otherwise, what's the Magenta team is pretty comfortably in the lead with the 3K gold lead. Could try to go for a Baron fight. Might be a little tricky, but Rise is going for the Frozen Heart here.
Yeah,
Just trying
and
to
I
be a
mean-
little more tanky, but
I think these fights are pretty good for the side of Magenta because I think Honan having the Rylai's as well makes
Yeah.
Seraphine really strong.
absolutely.
And, credit to Honan, he only has 1 death right now in this game. Like, he's played a pretty clean game
Yeah,
all things considered, the counter matchup.
yeah. They're just playing the vision game on this Baron, just trying to make sure that they can get it potentially. Looking for the Braum pick here potentially. Ulti comes
Flash
out.
it, Braum.
Ooh. Ulti comes out from the Galio. This should be a pick. The flash coming out. Ulti comes out from the
Watch Twitch on the
Braum.
side. Watch Twitch on the side.
Twitch is on the side, is opening up here, but
The
does not get
flick!
flick by the Talia, and this is going to be another kill for the side of Magenta team. Should be an easy wipe. Rise does manage to pick up the Seraphine here, but not much else can be
Whoa,
done.
yo, I forgot Cassio was in the game. Cassio just shows up into that so late. But
Yeah.
dude, Nevada is just smurfing this game
Yeah,
right now with these
absolutely.
flicks. Like, Twitch was at an angle to just kill everyone there.
Yeah.
With 3 items, you're scary, but that flick was just so well timed. And Twitch had flash.
Yeah. Oh, didn't flash.
So like that's even
crazy.
more impressive. Didn't flash the flick. Wow.
Definitely a very exciting game so far for the first one.
This
but,
has been a banger. If we get 3 games like this, it'll be awesome.
yeah.
Baron is pretty massive. I mean, you have to think Baron is what's going to give them the ability to close this out.
Yeah. I would hope so.
You do also have Soul coming up in 5 minutes, but I don't think you even have to wait for that if you get a really good Baron.
Yeah. Albert
Baron
has
on
gone
5
for the
too.
Bloodletters as well.
Yeah, it just the Amumu's really squishy with that build, is what I'll say.
That's what I was thinking. Like it is like a good item here because you have so much MR magic damage, but like I think you want to just go frontline for your team rather than go more AP. But
I'll get back on my Amumu fanboy. I love the champ, but I also think you should just almost always build him as tanky as possible because he still does hella damage and becomes unkillable.
yeah, I mean I am a Leandri sim.
Oh, this is the wait. Watch for this cheese right here.
Could be a play here, but Apari
Ooh.
is level 17 and Twitch is level 13. It does have 2 items, but you cannot take that regardless.
Yeah, no, that's just good movement of like Honan to be walking with Apari. 'Cause I think if either person walks in alone there, they do look for that play,
Yeah.
and that's just a good job like utilizing support plus jungle movement together at this point of the
Yeah.
game.
Looks like Honan is just going to sit on the sides just looking for the play here.
I
Rise is
would
level
like to see
17.
them look for something,
So is
though.
the Cassio, so they could be really big in these fights, but they have to chew through so much MR. But
I mean, they're grouping up as 5. They don't have their bot lane push. The macro here with the Baron's kind of questionable. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I think Honan can just walk at someone and press E, and it's a slow into a chase down if you have everybody there. Like I think they can force if they want to group.
yeah, I mean, even though the Talia, or not the, Rise might be picked here. Good combo coming out from Camazotz.
try to ult out.
Is here.
Trying
The
to
ulti
ult
does come
out.
out the Seraphs, but just has
Whoa.
too much damage and does manage
Why
to
didn't he
picked
get-
here.
Why didn't he get the ult? I didn't think he got CC'd at the end.
I have no
I
idea.
don't know.
Actually.
That was weird. I
Yeah.
don't know if he walked out of it or what.
They're
That was
looking
weird.
for the play here. The Q does whiff from the Amumu, so not much really can
Yeah.
be done.
Oh, if you can find a flick here, it could be the okay. Good dash. There's such a dive angle here though with the Galio, and you don't have Rise. Like I think you just have to force here. Oh, and Albert going in is he got so lucky to live there.
The ulti coming out, just trying to peel these fights off as much as possible.
He's going in
Q
again.
comes out, the ulti comes out, but the Seraphine does manage to connect. The R
Seraphine
here
ulti
goes huge, and the Viego does get the first reset. This should just be reset city for the Viego. Tower goes down. Could just be the inhib here.
It's 5 for 3 right now. Twitch still has Flash
This is
and
still
R,
an
but he
end
would have to go
angle.
crazy here.
Camazotz
Watch Twitch.
Twitch is looking for it, but looks like the tower might just drop. He is going
He's doing
for it. Looks like he's
See him.
dropping the. Yeah,
One shining moment. Feeds Penta.
so true. This should just be
No,
game
not quite,
for
not
Magenta
quite.
team. Well played for them.
Whoa.
I think overcoming a really. Why W landed? That's why I canceled. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
What a good game out of the Magenta team, man.
Yeah,
That was awesome.
Super insane game
That was
from
awesome.
the Talia as well. To be honest,
And Nevada has to be the MVP of that game, though. Like
absolutely
most
agree.
damage in the game, only 2 deaths, and just consistently found these big flicks.
Yeah.
And you know that's well credited because Omar was winning the lane phase. Like he was
Yeah.
playing the 1v1 of Cassiopeia totally fine, I thought, but. That's the power of Talia.
Yeah.
Talia roamed down and found that kill onto the 3-1 Twitch when they tried to go for a kind of a play at the tower. And from that point on, Talia started snowballing and carrying, and Twitch never was really that far ahead again.
Looks like they are staying on the same side, so Let me fill this
Okay,
out
so
real quick.
Dean's team once again wanted the. No,
Yeah.
they switched, I think, right? Or no,
No,
they didn't. You're right. No, they
no.
didn't.
I
Okay,
looked at
they want red
the
side
draft.
again. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Let me fill this out real quick. But yeah, really good play from Nevada, just roaming a lot and just had a lot of map impact this game. I also think Honan had a lot of really killer ultimates in these fights. You had the Braum counter pick, but bro didn't do anything compared to the
Yeah, I felt like he played the Braum played the early laning phase really really well,
yeah.
but then Honan was just able to get a ton of value outside of lane phase, just landing critical spells and yeah, like you said, hitting big ults even against something like a Braum.
Yeah.
And we said, to be fair, you were very critical of the Rise pick, and I said I'm hyped to see it, but if you lose, it's probably something you can point towards. And the Rise didn't have a good performance, like getting
Yeah.
solo killed by the Galio, didn't get to have too big of an impact in that game. And with how deep Dean's champion pool is, like he could have just taken the Gnar and
Yeah,
fucking
he could
popped
have just
off.
say,
Like
dude, I'm
he
telling
could
you,
have just
bro,
played
this
Gnar and
fucking
popped
Rise
off.
pick
Like
doomed their draft.
that's
I
got to be one
promise,
of the
bro.
worst possible matchups for the Galio. Would be something like the Gnar,
Yeah.
but that's the fun part about Fearless. You get another chance. The fun part about a best of three. You run it back, and we'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
uh,
Anything you're hoping to see picked this game?
I just want to know what their plan is for the next draft because uh both I think Apari has lost all of his champion or like most of his champions. I just want to see what his next pick is essentially because it should be the Viego or not the Viego, the set, right? I'm curious to see what they plan to prep into it from the side of Aqua Team because I think you can kind of easily predict their next draft. I also thought you could have predicted this draft pretty easily too, but like I want to see what their adaptations are. I Yeah,
I
I
mean,
just
I
want to see them
think
use their counter pick better because I think Dean as
yeah,
a person who runs drafts is really good at setting up sweet counter pick spots for him, and then he just picks the rise into it. Like you just opted into a
yeah,
dog shit champion on a dog shit draft. Like it's just so bad here. Like I don't. It's just not good. And it sort of just
yeah.
fucks your Casio pick that you had set up. So
I'll still say I think they still had a really good draft overall. The Rise was the obvious. Everything you just said is true, but like I still think you had a good draft that was playable. I just think the fights weren't played out well at all. Like I think
yeah,
if Red Team like you had the massive lead bot, Dean can play Rise in a way where he's never getting solo killed by the Galio. He
yeah,
just didn't do it, and then if you don't throw the Twitch lead into like the Talia roams, I think that game was looking fine. Like, so I think Red Side will be fine on draft. I think they'll have probably a draft advantage here using the counter picks this time. And I'm excited to see what Honen's team does go for because I think, like what you said, is Apari, he likes the carries, man, but like there's only so many good carries that I know he
yeah.
plays at least. So what's he going to go towards? Is he going to pick something like the Kindred?
I guess we'll see. Honestly, Kindred is a very tricky champion to execute, but I just want to see
Yeah.
what's next in the pool of playables. But
I hope they'll give Apari a later pick this time around and first pick somebody else because I think if you're not just getting that comfort of the Viego or the Kane, I think you should try to give Apari a little bit more vision into the comp he's versing.
yeah, I would agree. I think if you can utilize jungle counter pick, it's probably really strong because there's a lot of different champions that can sort of just win drafts by themselves. So if you want to give me 1 sec, I need to go get some water. I will be right back.
Go ahead. Yeah, I really have no way to predict the bans at this point. Like in a fearless draft with these players who I feel like all have pretty wide champion pools, I'm not even sure what you target. Like Honen's team might throw some more bans towards banning out Omar's other like comfortable control mages. Like he got his Cassiopeia game in, so maybe now you try to ban out some of the other comfort mages. But if you're Dean's team, I don't know if you use target out Apari's jungle pool. Do you ban out someone like Lithy? I don't feel like you can really ban out Nevada. Like it has a really wide champ pool, but maybe you try to ban out Honan. We'll see. We are getting into draft though. Not sure if the stream can see the draft right now, but I will do my best to describe it. We see a Vagar ban out of Dean's team, a Jinx ban out of Honen's team. Honen's team also bans Blitzcrank away. No, actually, they choose to instead ban the Rakan. No, they switched multiple times. They ended up banning Renata. And then a quick set ban. So targeting out that set jungle pick, which he's actually found a lot of success on.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry.
You're good. Draft's going. We've seen 4 bans. Up next, blue teams got their last ban right now. We'll see what Honen wants to target here.
Alright, let's yap a little bit. I think the set ban is really good from Aqua Team. Makes a lot of sense. I think Lithy has shown that they have a Vagar, so I like this adaptation as well. Jinx, Renata.
Mundo.
I don't know what we're banning from Magenta. I think they're just banning good champions. Like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I have no idea what Kage's champ pool is.
It's not these champions, I'm pretty sure, but
ADCs, but the Mundo's really random to me. Oh, they banned the Mundo because they're just gonna pick Camazot's comfort, and they're just banning out. He doesn't want to play in the Mundo. That's probably a Tom Kench top.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they choose because this is still a flex. I think you should read this as a flex. I think Honen could probably play the Tom Kench if he really wants to.
Yeah,
does
you
have
could
a lot
look
of
for
safety,
Tom Kench
so.
Senna too. Senna is open, right?
Yeah, I think you need to have the read that you should pick Senna here. This champion is really OP. But we'll see, as they are just going to counter pick the Gnar here.
Dean just going back to one of his really strong champions. That game before the stream that he won, he was doing a lot of work on that Gnar.
Yeah. Definitely a really good pick into the Tom Kench. I feel like you can just sort of stay out of his ranges forever if you play it correctly.
See, but now I think you just need to pick the Senna,
Ooh,
go Senna Tom Kench, and then you counter pick the Gnar with something else top.
Yeah, but what does Camazotz have that can counter pick the Gnar though?
I don't know. Would the Zac top do good into the Gnar? He played the Zac top really well into Lispy.
That's true. Maybe he could just go to the Gnar here.
And like, if you had like Senna, Tom Kench, and Zac as your team comp,
yeah,
that would
they
be
are
so
going to do it. They are going to do it.
That'd
You're
be
so
hype.
smart, bro.
And Honen can play Senna. Honen likes Senna. Yeah. I don't know if Lithy can play Tom Kench though.
No, it's Lithia. It's Lithia on Senna, and then I Honen on TK. I promise.
I think that's what you have to go here, though.
Yeah. They're about to get mega outdrafted, bro. Oh my god.
Oh, let's go. They're cooking them. They're cooking them in draft. Okay. What is Apari going to take into Skarner, though?
I mean, you could also just flex the Zac in the jungle if you want, but
you could, but Camazotz is a really good Zac.
Yeah, of course. You have a lot of options. I like the Udyr into the Skarner matchup, obviously. You can go Volibear, you can go... There's like a bunch of different counters into Skarner. This champion is like pretty weak, IMO, but it is Albert's comfort character. It looks like it is going to be the Varus. I think Varus beats Senna in lane, or it also beats TK because you can ulti the TK, and then when Senna gets spat out, you get a 2-for-1 on the ulti, but...
That's true. I do feel like Varus, though, can have trouble kind of positioning well against something like a Zac and a Tom Kench. Like, Rattle had to position really well this game.
Yeah, I mean, he is a good ADC player. We just saw him do very well, but...
No, definitely.
Hopefully he can convert a little easier on the Twitch.
Curious what they'll pair the support with the Varus. I think you need to pick a support that can really hard win lane into the Tom Kench Senna.
Yeah, they're just banning good characters, I think. I don't think I've seen Omar play a single game of Aurora in his lifetime.
Yeah, it's like Syndra's. If they haven't, I think is Syndra banned? I have no idea. I can't remember what he got. Yeah, Syndra was banned last game.
First draft.
So maybe you want to ban like Omar's Hui. Like I think Hui could be a pretty good pick here for him.
Yeah, Hui would be pretty disgusting here. I just think you need to not fall into the trap of going too much AP. But as long as the Varus does not itemize AP, I think you're chilling.
Yeah, Varus just has to do his traditional like Blade of the Ruined King attack speed build this game.
Yeah, I mean you could go like, is crit Varus good? I feel like you could go crit Varus.
I've not seen that, but
as it is going to be a Victor.
I feel like you're going to get to, if you're positioning well, you'll get to auto attack frontline a lot this game.
Yeah, that's true. as we will get to see what the support is going to be. You probably want like a TK counter. You could do like it's gonna be the
Huh.
Morgana. Okay. I know everyone in Scrim Zone is like the biggest Morgana anti. Which is fair. This champion is sort of ass, but I don't know. It's like okay into the amount of engage that
Yeah,
Magenta has, but
I will say I think Morgana picked in the right spot is still like a can be a good champ.
yeah, yeah.
It's
But
very situational.
yeah, but yeah, the situations on those are pretty small. It is going to be the Kennen picked for Nevada here
Whoa,
potentially.
Kennen mid would that'd blow my mind, but that would be
Yeah,
hype.
that is. I think it's pretty good. Like, I think you've indexed a lot into AP here, though. The
Huh?
Silas. There's no way we're picking Silas here. By the way.
Wait. Okay, I
Okay,
don't think that can be Silas Jungle. That would just blow my mind.
it could
But
be.
it could be, but I don't like that.
Yeah.
Maybe here's what make would make the most sense to me.
Is it
It's
Camisots?
fasting. It's still fasting Senna with
Uh huh.
farming Kennen bot.
No, 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 no. I have the draft.
That
Okay,
would be hype. That would
I
be hype.
think Camisots is playing Silas top, and then you put the Zac
Really into
jungle.
Gnar.
Huh?
So into the Gnar, and then you're just leaving Kennen mid.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
Interesting.
Silas used to counter Gnar, no?
No, Silas can be played well into Gnar.
Yeah, because you just take the
Definitely,
ultimate.
because it's one of the best ultimates for him.
Yeah,
Now, Gnar can play the lane phase in mini form really
yeah,
well if he's able to kite out the Silas and dodge out on the chains.
yeah,
But it is a good match for Silas. But I don't know. Vex into Kennen would be fine. I don't know. It's going to be a weird game to play Kennen. I'm excited to
yeah,
see that. That's a really unique pick.
yeah. I think Rat is gonna have to go sicko mode this game though. It's gonna be a very tricky game for the side of Aqua. My boy with Zac. True.
Yeah, so Apari on the Zac, I guess, like he's played it in the past, and it's actually one of the tanks I think he's pretty good at. So I
Yeah,
just really good use of all the flex pick this game to just like
yeah.
get good matchups pretty much everywhere.
Hold
Like
on. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Continue. Continue.
what's even a bad I guess the bad matchup here is Morgana Varus should beat your Senatom Kenshin lane.
Yeah,
But if they don't get beat super hard in lane, their comp is gonna come together so nicely.
yeah. I'm going to ask who is playing. Oh, Dean already did it. Thank you. Uh, we should get confirmation on who is playing what here in a sec. So.
Right.
Okay, it is going to be Silas mid, or Nevada is playing Silas.
Okay.
Pari is playing Zac. Kevin Zlotz is on Kennen. Okay. And then it's going
Interesting.
to be Lithy on Senna and Honan on Tom Kench.
You know, that's interesting to me because I think assuming that they're not also going to lane swap, I think that you'd rather have Silas into Gnar than Vex, and you'd rather have Kennen into. Well, Kennen's probably fine into either, but I think you'd definitely rather have Silas into Gnar than Vex.
Yeah. Okay. I think this is like a really hard matchup for the Silas, correct?
It is.
Because everything you do
It
just
definitely
stacks
is.
the gloom.
Yeah, I will say Silas is one of those champs where if you just outplay somebody in a team fight with all the abilities and you start to get a lead, it becomes playable for him. But if Vex plays this well and never lets Silas kind of get ahead, he can never go in because he's constantly at risk of getting one shot. However,
You have
that's like 5 S tier ultimates
yeah,
for
you have
Silas. Like
Exodia ults this game,
like
bro.
this is one
Holy.
of the best Silas spots I've like seen in scrims. Like this when you see every single ultimate that's up there. Like Gnar is one of the best in the entire game. I think Skarner is up there. It's a really strong one. Varus and Morganas are both really really strong. And then Vexes can be insane if you're able to find resets.
Yeah. Definitely,
You know, this
definitely
is
a
awesome.
lethal Silas spot. I'm so hyped.
And with how
Uh,
good Nevada played on the Talia, this is a champion that has even more like agency as far as like being able to create your own. Man, this is a game that Silas could really, really go crazy. What do you think about Zach and Skarner?
this is a nothing burger matchup once again. You just fucking Zach can play ganks a little faster than Skarner can, but like you just both you pick like two of the exact same champion. I'm not going to lie. Like Zach has a little more offensive itemization, and I think Skarner is just a worse character right now. But these two champions, you just run at the enemy team and just try to CC every person possible. Like the jungle matchup never matters here. I'm sorry.
What do you think about Gnar into Kennen?
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure Nar gets outspaced by the cannon, but like I don't know. I'm curious to see how well Camazotz performs on it though. Like there's like like it's a really I think Kennen is a really difficult character to pilot. So I think it's a
Yeah,
lot on Camazotz to play this lane really well. Dean is really comfortable on the Gnar. Like I think this is his most played
yes.
character. So
Yeah, I think Camazot's really impressed me last game and has impressed me in both Bilgewater events. Has
yep,
played really, really well and has kind of had some allegations of maybe has a small champ pool, but I think kind of has played his way out of that allegation. Like he has had good games on Ornn, on Zach, on the just everything like what he just played last game. Like he's doing so nicely. But if he's able to beat Dean's Gnar, then that would be really impressive because I do think, as you just said, Dean's Gnar is really, really good.
yeah, definitely a lot to watch out for here. So we are still getting into game. We can also check some of the previous stats real quick before we move on to the game. Yeah. Dude, Kennen is 8-16 in this server. Holy man.
Really? Damn.
That's insane. Morgana is also in the trenches here on this fake. Holy moly. But, yeah. Not too much interesting on the overall record. Senna is just a broken character in the server, I guess. But Vex also is a pretty solid win rate so far. I think Vex overall in this draft has like okay utility or like is okay just because Silas plus Zac is kind of easy because if Zac goes in on you, you can sort of just press W and fear him away mid jump and it cancels his dash. So as
Yeah.
long as the Zac isn't trying to engage on the Vex, I think you're okay. But
Yeah, and you can also kind of counter engage onto Vex because if Vex ever uses those abilities, the
yeah,
fear is a decent cooldown. So if you can then find her, then there
yeah,
is kind of some playable angles there. But this is just really fun drafts, man. Like
yeah,
this is great. Both games have been really fun drafts, and this is an awesome draft. And this is the kind of draft you'd probably never get if it wasn't for Fearless.
yeah, absolutely. Uh,
But
Nothing
I
interesting
honestly
to see
think
in the records, but
Blue Team comp is just like a generally strong, like kind of play style in general, like using
yeah.
that Senna Tom Kench. And we saw a lot of Senna in previous seasons,
Uh-huh.
but I feel like now she's finally back to 80 carry, we might start seeing her priority really go up.
Yeah, I think this champion is just like really strong right now. It goes static shiv and just you can instantly delete waves and then just have a bunch of prio and just play for like roaming for your jungler. I will say I do think the problem that uh Aqua team had last game I think is a little bit similar here on the blue team side because you do have these four AP characters. If Skarner can get a bunch of MR items, I think he's unkillable in this draft. So I think that is something to watch. I know Nar has to build like a couple more offensive items, but then switches into tank. If he can get like a Force of Nature, a Canic Rooker, any of these big MR items, I feel like you're in a pretty comfortable spot as long as the Senna isn't super far ahead.
That is
So
true. And I do wonder, like, I don't know, like Senna can seem to build a lot of things.
yeah,
I've seen the static Shiv. I don't feel like it's the strongest as far as like the damage department in the early
yeah.
game. So I'd be
Uh,
curious if like you want to do that here.
it does do a lot of damage. That's the secret. I think it does do. I think there's you can build like so many different builds on this character. Like genuinely, people are so lost in the sauce on this champion's builds. I
Ah,
think there have been some people who are building Yuntal. I know there was a bug with Yuntal where you weren't getting the stacks correctly. I believe, so that was a super big reason why that item has a really low win percentage on Senna right now. But if it was working, I'd say Yuntal is a pretty solid item on her as well. You can stack it with the Q and whatnot. So
yeah. I'm just really excited to see this one. Like, I feel like there's so many champions in this game that have like kind of playmaking capabilities, like, and a lot of good players on those champs. Like, this is setting up to be a really good game.
yeah, as
And I
we're
want to see if
loading
Nevada can just carry another game. Like, and let's give credit where credit's due. I had said, I haven't seen Nevada play mid. I
yeah,
consider them a pretty like high variance player, has some really high highs. I'm watching a mid playing into Omar, who I consider like just up at that tier of like quality mid laners in this server,
yeah,
and Nevada coming at him right now and giving him this kind of work.
yeah,
I mean, it's a team game, and like Omar didn't do terrible in the last game or anything. I'm not saying that, but just Nevada playing super well. And if
yeah.
you pop off on Silas here, I can't wait. Let's
Props,
just see what
props,
happens.
big props if you can. It's a really good solid spot, but champion still requires a lot of micro, so I'm very
Yeah, I mean, I
excited to
love
see.
playing Silas. He's fun, but he is hard. Like you gotta if you get behind, I don't feel like he has the same builds he had in previous seasons where you could just kind of always scale into like a really bruisery strong CDR build. Now he feels like you kind of got to get some damage and carry a little harder. So if you fall
Yeah,
behind, it can be difficult.
yeah. I think he does have a lot of build options right now, though. He has like the rocket belt set up if you want to go like more aggressive. I think he's also been able to build Roa in the past, so there's like
I
a lot
just,
of different
yeah,
options. So
you can go for Roa, but I just don't think that's anything like what it was in seasons past. And
yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah,
don't think you want to delay your scaling that hard, but we
that's
shall
fair. That's
see.
fair. Another in this bush, so there is no play here.
Uh, yeah, I mean, they're kind of just, I guess, hoping that they'll walk up into a Morgana bind.
I mean, they might. You never know.
I
I've
mean, the
seen you
Morgana
hit
bind's such
these.
long range, you could probably hit it right now.
Yeah. They choose not to. Whole lot of
Just
nothing.
playing the tongue. That is one of the most fun things about playing Tom Kench is the emotes.
True, true. As we do also have the Yordle top lane matchup. Ooh, both Qs connecting here. Ooh, Q does whiff. So I think getting a really good trade off here gets the auto plus the Q, so you get the free soul stack.
Yeah.
Both junglers are just gonna path topside here, so nothing really interesting probably gonna happen. Do you think you should go Q max into Vex here as Silas?
I wouldn't Q max
Or is it
personally,
3
but I
points
think
Q?
taking. I think Silas is also like he doesn't have any sort of standard in that. I typically
Gotcha.
just like full rushing the W max and just
Okay, okay.
playing aggressive with the heals. But you could do 3 in Q, you could do 1 in Q, you could do 5 in Q. Like that's a viable
Yeah,
playstyle.
yeah. I think it might be better to go. The thought process I'm having here is that you can get if you can get all 5 points into Q and just trade super aggressively. I think you're so piss chilling. Like, what counterplay does Vex have if you hit the Q center explosion and
Yeah,
then
I will
just
say
keep chunking
if
her
you
on
could
repeat?
hitting the Q center explosion on someone who's not CC'd and just walking is kind of difficult, I think,
Yeah.
like the latter part. But I think,
Ooh,
like you're saying,
aggressive
you can
trade.
play it any way you want. It just comes down to how you're going to actually play out your play style. If you're going to play for Q poke, then max the Q. If you're going to play for aggressive trades, max the W and the E.
Yeah, I mean, we did just see a pretty aggressive trade. Did manage to burn Omar's flash here. Still has
Yeah, and
flash as
Omar's
well,
in
so.
danger here. Oh, I don't know if you
Oh,
can find this with the fear.
ooh, the E2
Oh,
does whiff, and looks like they do manage to live with their life. So, once again, playing this early lane phase very aggressively, but Nevada is putting in a lot of work here. So,
oh, Camazot's good damage on Dean. Can you jump in though? No. Yeah,
as both
really volatile mid
junglers,
lane matchup, and both champs are kind of vulnerable when they don't have flash up, and both junglers are just all about CC ganking. So we'll see what kind of team play can happen in mid.
yeah. Nevada crucially did not get a base off here and has no mana, but Skarner is topside here. Is looking for the crab. I think Aparia wins this though. Has the HP advantage.
Not sure.
Does get the aftershock down. Does step on the blob, so it does drop below half. But the TP is coming out from Nevada
I mean,
here.
Apari has passive
Oh,
here. He's
does
not going
manage
to
to burn the
actually
passive,
die
but I think you just take the out here. Does manage to get out.
with
The,
that hit.
imagine. Burning the Zac passive early is pretty good though if you are the side of
Yeah, I
the
mean,
red team. Just
he gave up. He got Zac passive, didn't get crab. I think you take that though.
yeah. Does manage to
And,
base for the Giants, but I think both junglers are going to probably
yeah.
just stack HP here. Dean is playing this lane phase pretty aggressively, playing it pretty well. Getting a lot of
Yeah,
Q poke down, so. Does have a
But yeah,
CS lead.
he had just taken his back and TP'd, so he had the item advantage there. Camazotz will TP back, and we'll see how the lane plays.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Zach couldn't really go for any like ganks there because they fully had knowledge of where he was.
Could be a play here bot lane. The Q is picked up from the
Oh,
good
Flash
root.
Bind hits a minion by the Morgana. That is
Yeah.
unlucky. And then
Lithy
yeah,
also
the
had a
nice
really
center
good
route.
route. Yeah, to cancel
I
the.
will say, I think Skarner's probably pretty hard in the center because it's like center's route's pretty easy to hit if you just have to run it in a straight line.
Yeah, I'm. Yeah. Also, this character has just been nerfed 8 times. Like he's genuinely like not super strong anymore. It's
Hey, he's coming for the re. He's going for the regank.
is on a ward here though. The Q does whiff again. The Q has been picked up here. He is
But you
going
still
for the
have
drive here.
flashes here.
Ooh, but does not hit, and this could not. This can't be an angle here,
Wait,
right?
and
The Zac is here.
another good route by
The Q
Liffy.
does
Oh,
not connect, but so this should just be nothing for both teams here. The Q does come out from the Varus, does drop them pretty low, but everyone whiffing everything means nothing really happens here.
yeah, I think Apari misplayed that. I think the engage is actually smart, but he had flash up. Like he should have just flash queued onto the Varus or onto somebody
Yeah,
and just full chain CC'd someone.
yeah, I would agree, but does have the Bomby Cinder though, so I think his clear is going to be a little bit faster than Albert's here.
Okay.
Just has like a bit of a clear A. The ulti coming out from the Gnar here could be a kill. Doesn't hit the Q, so nothing really happens. Using the Mega is getting kind of traded back on here though.
Yeah,
Could be,
critically, Camazotz had used the E though on the
yeah.
Kennen, so like
Oh,
the
he
E
also
move
used
speed
R.
was. Yeah, but I'm saying that was eaten the entire time he was against the wall. If he had held that and had that for when he came off of the wall, I think he might have could have chased him down there.
Yeah. Varus or not Varus. Silas
Both
is
top
looking for
players
the
do
ulti.
just
The ulti
flash
comes
too.
out, does not connect, and this should be a nothing here. The Q coming out, but curious to see this actually. The Fire is going for invade, does not get the smite, and does have to E away. Nevada is going for the Q max. Okay, I like being an
Big
OR.
bind.
Big bind. Spear does come out. The ulti comes out from Omar. This should be a kill. The W coming out from the Tom Kench could be a double here. The fear, the Q does manage to connect and another reset onto the Vex here, but I don't know
Okay,
if you can get much
Omar.
more. Omar getting a good rotate off as well and just matching the Silas. I like that play from him.
Yeah, I think Silas had a really good angle there, but just as you said, didn't hit the Vexar, and then just such a good counterplay by Omar. And Camazot's no flash, no ult's probably in trouble here.
Skarner E does not manage to connect. It's a very hard ability to hit, to be fair. So, but should be able to just walk him down with the slows. Dean does manage to pick up the kill with the autos, and feed's going over to the side of red team. Well played to
Really,
them.
really good start. Yeah, really good start for Aqua Team this time.
Yeah, I mean they had a good start last time too. It's just we do have to make sure watch see if they can convert this time, play a little more consistently than they did last time, and try to play it a little bit better than they did. So.
We shall see.
As Zach is going to just start the dragon here. They are just going to trade 3 grubs for dragon. I do like grubs on the side of red team. I think Gnar is pretty easy to match into the cannon, or like you have a lot of agency into the cannon if you have the grubs. So as they are going for it, but yeah. The double ruby crystal in inventory, they are just getting autoed down, and this is a really solid trade from Omar here. Does manage to burn the flash here, so
That's big.
does let the E connect. Tower shots is going down, and the Q damage does manage to come up. Well played to Nevada, but bot lane they do manage to hit an ulti, and Honan is getting CC'd as well, and this should just be another kill. The Zac E coming in does manage to hit the Q and the ulti, but it is going to be a pause. I believe Honan disconnected during that fight,
Bagged out. That's
so
tough.
a little unfortunate. So
Yeah, you have to think if he didn't lag out and he has his ultimate up right now, might have been able to do something there. That's a bummer, but it is what it is. You have to move on. Pretty insane play mid
yeah,
to like that was such a close 1v1.
yeah. Ava really, or not Ava, Nevada using their cooldowns very, very well. Baiting Omar into the tower and then getting all their damage off. And I think Omar just didn't expect the Q damage, because when you max Q, the Q explosion actually nukes your health bar. Like that
It
shit
does.
is really good. So
It does. You're right about that. Yeah, and he had flash up, so potentially could have flashed. When we unpause, I'd love for you to click and let's see what the max order's been on the Silas.
Yeah, it
Oh, we
is.
can right now.
Yeah, yeah.
They're on the
I
queue.
called it out
Yeah.
earlier, but they were
Okay.
maxing Q. So
I like it.
but yeah, definitely a very different game this time around. Honan is still having a lot of connection issues, but
Hopefully we can get that resolved.
yeah. Bro, what you eating, dog? What's the food order?
Got some popcorn. Had to make
Okay,
some popcorn in the microwave for this.
absolutely. We're having cinematic game, so hopefully we go to
You
game
know
three.
it.
To be honest,
Yeah, if we can make them speed up a tiny bit, these pauses are a little much, but
yeah.
hopefully we can get everybody in there. We look like we got an R. I think we're back.
As this should just still be a kill for the side of red team. Triple kill onto the Varus. You do not want to see that if you are the side of red team or blue team. Really utilizing this Varus pick
There you
very
go.
well. So
Yeah, you're seeing the power of the laning and just good use of like the other members of Aqua just playing around bot as a whole really well.
I
Got a
think
little
we're
bit of
gonna
a
have
buffer here.
a bit of a delay here. But TP coming out from the side, this could be a really huge play. Does have the Catalyst of Aeon, so it's gonna go for the Roa setup like I was talking about. This could be a
Yeah,
really big collapse from Nevada here though. They have no knowledge. They don't know. And then
yeah,
by
it
the
does
time they
have
see it,
ultimate up as well.
they're not gonna know.
Yeah, it can no flashes on either. I think you can get a big ult
The
here.
Varus ulti does manage to connect
Can't.
onto the Morgana. They're looking for the outplay, but I don't think you can get it. Just sacrifice your Morgana and try to live here, Mr. Rat Poisoning. The E does connect, and another kill going over to the side of red or blue team, getting a really solid double kill. Really good TP from the mid laner here. So
That was awesome. Like, what a great TP. You called it out and just really good use of like the ultimate there. I will say, I think Rat Poison kind of backstepped like he wanted to dodge the Varus ult, but he had the Morgana spell shield on him, so he ended up just kind of sidestepping it and it didn't hit Morgana.
yeah, it was a little unfortunate. I think they were dead regardless because the angle was just so good on that play, but.
Yeah, maybe.
Mikhail's is bought
Huge
for the
roam.
Morgana here. That's kind of interesting. Just trying to Mikhail's the Kennen ulti, I guess. Maybe the center route.
Um,
I guess you're
I
just
don't.
actually just perma immune to CC, I
There's no like
guess.
insane, really insane CC item on that team that
Yeah.
I'm
Ooh,
super
he
worried
coming out
about.
from
Oh no.
the Skarner here. Could be an angle. The Q does not connect. They're still looking for this. No ultis coming out. And it looks like they are just going to back off here. The Senate, he does manage to connect here. He could look for another play. The Q comes out. The root does hit from the side of the TK, but they still manage to get the stun off onto the Tahm Kench. The ulti bliss, and this is just not a play. They're not hitting any of their CCs. The Morgana root finally connects, and they do manage to go 1-0 here. Could look for Lithy here, but... And you see, that's the power of the Varus ulti, right? Like, if
Yeah.
he eats the Senna in the Varus ulti, like, it doesn't matter. You still get the kill. The ulti coming out from the Kennen, but Dean isn't under tower, so this play isn't quite as bad. Does manage to hit the
No,
Q.
you're
Oh my
right.
gosh. Look at that damage
That's
from that
big
Q, by
damage.
the way.
Don't even think about it.
I will say I'd like to see Honan use his exhaust and his flash in that play. Like it was so close.
Yeah.
Bring it down a notch.
Definitely a very close game. Apari is going to go for the Sunfire Aegis here, so they're looking for more of a full tank build rather than the Ryla or the Leandries that a lot of Zac players have been going for. I think I prefer going full tank as well, so I do like this from him. I think you do need to be more of a frontline for your team. The W coming out from the TK just whiffs. The raw W just whiffs. That's so unlucky, but could have
Yeah.
enough damage to just walk him down. But the Skarner is here. Did not give away his position, but not much of a play here as well, so. No. I think the Morgana
And
has been really
Honan,
good. It's just has been a
yeah.
little tricky to hit the Qs. Sorry, what were you saying?
Honan going for the Swifties here feels a little greedy to me. I feel like
Yeah.
you might have wanted Mercs or something.
Yeah, I think if I'm the enemy team, I would just all go Mercs except for Zach, who should always go Lucidity Boots. But Skarner ulti is picked up by the Silas here, so
Let's see what he can do with it.
yeah. Q
You
coming
got
out from
Dragon
Honan.
coming up
Well
in a
played.
minute.
Yeah, Dragon's coming up. I think Albert just wants to sequence his top camps and then walk down bot lane. Makes a lot of sense to me. W coming out from the... Ooh, ulti comes out from the Senna here. Honan does manage to pick her up and get her out of there in time, but ulti comes out from the Morgana here. Does have to burn the Senna flash. The ulti, the W comes out from the TK as well. Should be able to get a kill here. And Rat Poisoning is just spacing so well. The flash Q from him and a double kill going out for the bot lane of
Well played.
Aqua team. Super well played. Ulti coming out from Camazotz, but Dean does use the hop correctly. Does manage to get out of it. Flashes the E2 from the Silas here.
Ooh.
Does dodge the ulti as well, so well played. The Zac is engaging here though. Does manage to get a really good combo onto the Morgana, but should be able to live here though. The passive does come out from Zac, and this should just be a 3-for-0 onto the Varus here. And another kill going onto the Varus, and he is 7-1 with the Rage Blade rushed already. It looks like they are just going to rotate down for this Dragon. It might be a little tricky because your bot lane does have to reset, but I think they might still go for it.
It's going to be so hard to play now into this Varus. I feel like Senatom Kench had an angle there, but I don't know. That's 2 fights in a row where you die with Flash and Exhaust up, and they're so close. Like I just want to see him go aggressively onto the Varus with those summoners.
Yeah. The Silas is here though. Could be a play. Does manage to get the combo onto the Silas, but
Big hit.
Should be dead. Nope, never mind. The Skarner drive does manage to get him. He does flash. Should probably use it soon. Does manage to burn it. Looking like the Silas is still gonna go for it though. Is under tower, but the Varus does go for the ulti here. Is gonna go for the outplay. Is facing super well, and it looks like it's just Kite City here for the Varus, and he just gets another double kill. They are hand defeating this fucking Varus, by the way, as Dean is also just walking Camazotz down on the Gnar here.
I think Varus is kind of just have an angle to carry this game with how it's going right now. Like,
yeah.
Ooh.
Albert was traded, but you do get a huge gold influx onto the Varus once again. Pari is up here again, though. Does manage to get the ulti, and the CC chain does come out, so this should just be a really good pick onto Gnar. We'll play from Apari, but
I just don't know how you kill Varus this game if Morgana's standing next to him.
yeah, like he could go Wit's End. This is a character that really loves these on-hit items. Root comes out from the Senna here. The Q comes out from the Varus, but the stun does manage to connect here. Should have to back off here, but they are utilizing their lane advantage really well this time around.
Yeah, Senna also went for the Collector first item.
Yeah.
Not the static, I guess.
Okay, I think we've discovered the solution. ADCs just should not be building Collector first, otherwise you lose. Thoughts?
That might be the secret.
It's
such a crazy fight.
Yeah, Skarner does manage to pick up the ulti here. Good heal from the Senna as well to keep him alive. The ulti comes out from the Silas with the reset, but nothing is going to come of it. Good counter pick, but Varus is here on the sidelines, is flanking here. The Tahm Kench W does come out, but he's Fel Immune, brother, and it looks like he's just pumping damage into this TK here. As they are going to try to grab this mid tower, but another jungler for jungler trade, but Varus is just becoming a demon, bro, in this game. So
yeah, it's gonna be really hard to deal with them, like I was saying, and got about a 4K gold lead. You're really comfortable with your Aqua team.
Camazotz might be caught here. Does get hit by the Q.
Nevada's sticking around
Nevada's
so
here.
long mid trying to find this play.
I do think it's funny that Kage keeps spell shielding his ADC and then just loses his life because of it. They still are getting a bunch of free kills though. Solo kill from Dean here on the Gnar here, and it's just a bit of a disaster for the side of Magenta here.
Yeah, it's really hard to play this out.
E coming out. Good block by Omar here. The stun coming out from the Skarner here as well. Does manage to pick up the kill under the tower. This should be another tier 2 for them. And they're just playing this super well. I mean, this is what I mean though. Like the jungle matchup means nothing. You just have to play for your lanes when you play tank v tank jungle matchup. So I think Albert has had like a slightly better setup with his team. So
Yeah, you're seeing Albert playing really well in this comfort pick of his.
Yeah. Skarner might be a bad champion, but he is good at Skarner. So
He's one. Yeah, he's one of those guys that he can always pick Skarner because
yeah,
he's just it's comfort. Yeah, he's good at it. And
there
that's
there
pretty
is
nice.
a
Albert prove his best champs and fearless. Like he's
yeah
got an Amumu game and a Skarner game.
yeah. There is a limit on how bad you can be on Skarner though. I don't know. There's like a limit to like how useful or like how bad you
And
can
I
be
don't
as a
know.
character.
Some people
So.
just feel useless on that shit. He's more mechanical than you think. I think for
No,
King
no, no,
January.
no. Are we defending the freak tank of Skarner as one of the hardest jungle tanks in the game, bro?
I don't know if I'm gonna go that far, but I'm gonna say he's not. I think if you're good, he's really freaking easy. But I think
Yeah.
he actually is kind of hard for some players because he has
Yeah,
a
no,
few
I get it.
mechanics that are unique to him.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But
And you have to have good timing on when you choose to go
ulti
in.
coming out
unless you're
from
just
Mr.
like,
Rat Poisoning, he is getting
Um,
the Skarner is getting engaged on his own jungle, but this is a very
Skarner
sectioned
can't
fight.
die there.
But the Varus just cannot die here, by the way. He is just playing so
flashed in.
aggressively. He's looking for these plays. Kevzot's flash ulting in, but brother has a wit's end. You're never
Oh.
killing him, and Varus should just be able to wipe all of them off the face of the fucking earth. Does manage to kill the Silas here, and
Yeah.
this should just be a really free Rift Herald. I mean,
That was a really nice exhaust by Kage there on the Morgana.
Yeah.
He put the exhaust on Camazotz right when he flashed in with the Cannon R.
Dean's looking for blood here. Does get the flash Q off. Does manage to pick up Honan here. He's a little mad after that last game, bro. I VM'd him too much. Ulti coming out from the Vex here. Does manage to connect, and Lithy should just be dead here. Does manage to hit the combo. Has to burn the
I mean,
flash,
yeah.
but pretty sure you say worth.
Dean's
You get
having,
Dragon.
Dean's having a nice game.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to say it's hard to see a way to come back into this one, but
Yeah.
I don't know what you look for. I guess you just hope you can somehow scale Senna to like a bunch of items, Silas scaling. You can get a good play with like a Gnarlt or something. But for right now, assuming that Aqua is able to hold on, just like what a dominant bounce back game from them.
Yeah. They just have been dog walking the spot lane. I mean, okay, to be fair to Magenta, they did have a DC as well in that first really big fight that got Mr. Rat poisoning his 3 kills, which is really unfortunate, but he's definitely putting on a superstar performance here, so
Yeah, and I think you just pick up drag here. Nothing you can really do about it.
Yeah.
Blue team.
Skarner is looking for the engage here.
Yeah. Might be in trouble. No.
Nope.
I
It
think
should
you can
just
just
be
go
an
straight on to
Otacon
Otacon though. Like yeah. And they pop Rift Herald at the same time. Like
Yeah,
they
you're
just do
chilling.
everything.
Also, what I meant
Yeah,
to
I
say...
d-
Go ahead,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay, I was just saying, there's like a limit as to how bad Skarner can be, just because like that champion just has too much CC to never be useful. Like that's what I meant to say. Like it's just
I got you.
yeah. All right,
Kind of like a Mumu in that sense, where you're just
Yeah.
always gonna have some value.
yeah, basically. Skarner is driving into the
I
tower
was just
here.
gonna say, this might be a little bit of an overextension, but I don't think so. I think he's actually
Oh,
unkillable.
good ulti. Ava is gonna go down here, so
And I will say, like, this is the thing I was saying about that Silas build. I mean, I don't know if it matters that much because your bot lane lost kind of hard, but
yeah.
you went for the scaling of the Roa, even though you got to good early,
Yeah.
and you just don't have
looks
the
like
damage to threaten anybody right now.
Dean is gonna get exploded by this Senna character.
Oh,
But Mr. Rat is just gonna go for the tower here. They are just sort of collapsing onto him. The ulti coming out from Camazotz, but he does just have the wit's end, and he is sort of unkillable. They're trying to kill this Skarner. He's making them take their sweet ass time with this shit. He might get out here, honestly. He has the drive here. Yeah, he gets out here. That's awesome, by the way. Behind enemy lines, bro. Varus is really greeting for this tower, by the way. This is such an overextension. I feel like you just take your cookies and go home, bro.
16-1 is pretty crazy.
Yeah, this boy is dropping nuclear bombs in this game, but if you give this shutdown to anyone on that team, it is a little tricky. So yeah, yeah. What have we learned today, class? Stop building collector on 80 carries. That's what we've learned, surely.
We'll see who builds it game 3.
True, actually. I mean, to be
Yeah, I will
fair,
say. Oh, go ahead.
Zen itemization is really hard, so I don't blame them. Like I don't even think
No.
collector is that bad either. So
No, we're having fun, but I will say I think we're critical of Rat. He wasn't able to carry his lead in that first game, and I think in big part this game he's just like stayed in the lane, kept his farm up, and they just kept coming to him and just giving him kills. He didn't fall into the I need to be roaming on this kind of a champ and
yeah.
getting behind CS. Like he's just
Ooh,
playing a
Chemicals might be caught.
clean game.
Yeah. Does manage to get the fear. The ulti comes out, but Dean is here with the Mega, and he's just CC'd till death. Well played, and credit to Dean. He is very comfortable on this character and has shown that he can play the Gnar and has been able to really punish Camazotz here. So
Yeah.
Zaki is coming out here, looking for the play, but the good CC chain just to make sure that the Bears can walk away here. Honan does manage to get the eat off, looking for a really aggressive eat. The Silas is on the back line here. The TK does flash him into his team, but this boy is so fucking tanky, and you're really seeing the value that this fucking Wit's End has had in this game. Like the
yeah.
MR is just so good, and he's building Terminus and fucking Jockshow. Like this boy is so unkillable. They are just going to knock down this towers, and this should just be game for the side of Aqua Team here. I think there is a legitimate and angle, but
Yeah, I would
might
agree.
be a
I don't
little
think there's
tricky.
anything you can do.
They might just go triple inhib instead. That's basically the same thing if they can play it right. Ooh, good flash Q from Camazotz, but they do manage to trade the Silas here, so
Yeah, I think Dean going for the top tower, you just take 3 inhibs so you can get him and you back off,
Yeah.
reset, and then you just kind of close it out.
ooh, good cancel on the W by TK. Dean's gonna greed
Dean's
this.
staying so long.
Bro, you should have just hit the inhib if you were gonna do this play, bro. Come on, man.
That's insane greed. That's hilarious. But they do manage to get a kill back. I don't know if you can do much with it. You're still going to be shoved into base, but
Yeah. I mean, Dean is also gonna go Wit's End here, by the way. Like, look at the fucking Wit's End value of this game, bro.
so both teams that have over-indexed into MR or AP damage have just gotten kind of wrecked.
Yup. I mean, to be fair, I think Red Team could have done has a little bit of the same issue, but I think Gnar really fixes the comp, and that's what I'm saying, bro. If you just had picked an AD character in game 1, you probably would have been pissed chilling, but
Oh, Gnar would have went crazy in game 1, but hey, he wanted to save it for game 2.
true. He wanted to make sure I cannot speak tomorrow when we go on vacation, so he's making
you
me
wanna
go to
hear
game 3.
the breakdown of him winning this tournament in the Gardevoir.
So true. They are just gonna start up the drag on spawn. There is potentially a Baron fight as well in the cards here if you get this dragon fast enough. They are just gonna walk straight over afterwards. They have spotted out most of the members of the Magenta team here, so looks like Dean might be caught here. Does use the hop to try to get away. Does dodge the Tom Catch. Does have the Mega here, but Liffy is about to get 1v1 by the tank here, but Q does not manage to connect. Gnar does have the Mega, so is going to get the Condemn onto the wall. Is looking for the play. Omar is just going to DP try to end. They do manage to kill the TK here, and he's just going to hit the Nexus, bro. Hit the Nexus, not the Vlad or whatever, but this is such a strange way to play this end, but like I guess it works, bro. Yeah, does manage to get the center here.
Backdoor Vex. I don't think I've seen that before, but I like it.
Yeah, Dean is just gonna solo kill the Silas. Omar can just hit the Nexus and win the game, I think. Surely. I mean, Dean's also coming, so I mean he could also just kill them.
It's so funny. They have 2 on Baron, and everybody will go over the Nexus.
Yeah. What an interesting way to end the game, but super well played for the side of Aqua Team. Mr. Rat just
smash. That was a smash, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Rat sat the fuck up in his gamer channel and was like, yeah, this game's on me, bro. Let me lock the fuck in real quick, you know?
That's how you bounce back from that game won by him. Like, that was an insane Varus performance.
Yeah.
And going into game 3, this is going to be really hype. I'd like to see Magenta, since they get side select now, take the red side.
Yeah.
Don't give Dean the opportunity to get that counter top that he's had. I know he didn't use it well the first game, but I predict he'd use it well again. Get that red side, and then
They're
what
staying
you
on
can
same sides, by
craft.
the way.
I don't know why you want to do that. We'll see what their first pick is. I don't like that at all, but We'll see what they choose the first pick. And if you're a red team again, I think just do what you did game 2.
Yeah, I don't know why they're so adamant on sticking to this blue side. You're out of center picks. You're out of stuff. Just play for your counter picks now. No,
What I would do
I don't
wouldn't
know.
even be a debate.
Let me get the assets created here real quick. Yeah. It's fine. Dean hates me. He just wants me to have a very sore throat tomorrow. It's so over.
I
But
mean, we want
anyways,
the content. We
true,
want
true.
game
We do, we
threes.
do, we do.
And this is awesome too, because correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the winner of this game right here will win this weekend to Bilgewater, but then we'll get the opportunity to play the other team that won
Oh yeah, yeah,
BO3
yeah. That's
in
gonna
a
be
like a
so hype.
best of 5.
Oh
I
my
think it's a best
gosh,
of
yeah.
5. Like that's gonna be hype. And whichever team wins out of this, it'll be good either way. But that's gonna be awesome to see who goes and challenges that team from week 1 with Lispy, Dracar. That whole team was playing so well. But got one more game before we even get to that, so we'll see what they can do here. Either team's game, you kind of saw a dominant game out of each team. I do think Aqua looked a little bit better in their loss than Magenta just did, but both teams have shown really strong performance so far. We'll
Yep.
see what the drafts look like in Fearless and who can kind of close it out.
Yeah. Dude, best of 5. I hope they schedule it on a Sunday. My bro, I want to cast this. I have to cast every game. I want to at least cast the most hype one, you know?
A best of 5 Fearless in this server with those teams, regardless of who it is, will be awesome when you're getting
Yeah.
into that. If you can get to a game 4 and a game 5, especially if they keep the rule of the bans. Like
Yeah.
if you get to a game 5 and you've kept the ban part in, which I think you have to since you've played it this way so far, that will be awesome. There will be
Yeah.
like hardly any champs left.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But in the meantime, we're just kind of waiting.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get some water. I will be right back. All right, we're back, team.
All right.
I need to get the draft link as well in here. I think Dean is currently pissing, so.
I'm just gonna drink some water and catch my breath for a minute before draft comes up.
Yeah, we've been at this for a little bit, bro. Get some water. Stay hydrated, my homies. We should be starting draft here soon.
Okay.
I'm just guessing because I heard him walk out of the bathroom. So, yeah, as we are gonna be starting the draft here, I I want to see what they're. Dude, Honan just needs to open up their OPGGs and start banning real champions that they play. Please, bro. As they are going to start aiming for the 80 carry pool, taking away Rat's Bane. I do sort of like this, just try to narrow down their 80 carry picks as well. I think it's a perfectly viable strategy. He has been their strongest player. Nico
Yeah.
ban from them, I think, is pretty interesting. Just trying to limit Honan's access to engaged champions. As they are going to ban Albert's Lilia, that is his third jungler, so he's going to have to get
Yeah, I
into the
think
tank a
that's
little bit.
smart.
So
Yeah, I am glad they're actually targeting Albert this time around.
thank God they finally opened their OPGGs and started reading the champions that they actually pick, bro. Holy shit! As it is going to be a
I'm really
smolder
curious to see
ban.
what these bans all make sense, but I'm curious to see what Honing goes for now because he is a player with a really strong but kind of smaller champ pool. I feel like.
Yeah, I would agree. And it looks like they have banned the Smolder. This is a really OP champion on the patch. A Kali ban for Nevada kind of makes sense. I think Nevada has been their strongest player, and if you can limit the amount of carry potential that they have had, I think you're in a really comfortable spot. So, as they are going to hover the Kaisa, I think Liffy Kaisa is pretty good, so I do like this pick. Has made it through pretty deep into the pool, so I want to see what Rat's counter pick into it is. You have a lot of options. I feel like Kaisa isn't the strongest ADC right now, but is still
I think she's
viable. So
blind. I definitely think she's viable if you build her a good comp, but I think she's hard to blind pick. There's a lot
yeah,
of high range characters that can do well into her. Ash, one of them.
yeah. Ash, Sivir also works, I
Huh.
think. But Ash, if you want to go Ash, you have a lot more playmaking potential from the bot lane.
Sure
So
works. I think Ash is more consistent.
yeah, I would agree. Definitely considered more of a utility AD carry, but definitely still has a lot of carry potential. I think. If you can get like a really good support pairing with it, you can have like a lot of damage. So I'm very
Yeah, they've
curious
had
to see
really
what they
good
got.
lanes on the
Yeah,
side of red. I mean, they ran Twitch Braum and then the Morgana last game with the Varus, and both
yeah,
those lanes have been really good. So if you can get another good support pairing, it's gonna be hard for Kaisa to play lane.
yeah. Should just be a karma pick
Karma's
here.
one of them.
Huh. Okay. Kage, if you are playing this Karma, please build Enchanter. Stop building AP. Please, bro, I'm begging you. Just build Moonstone and give your team like 6,000 HP shields. Please,
Yeah,
bro.
it could be Karma mid, but I would expect the bot.
Malignance is not that good, guys. We can stop building it. I promise. It is going to be the Vel'Koz. This could be the Void bot lane. I think
Onan
Conan's
Vel?
Vel'Koz. I think he's played it
Interesting.
before. I don't know how good it is. Um, I think it's kind of a shit pairing for Kaisa. Kaisa likes these engaged, like all in kind of champions, and doesn't really want these supporty like
Yeah, if you
mage.
wanted Vel'Koz, you'd have preferred like Jin or something.
Yeah, as it is going to be Shen for Camazotz. This champion's OP as balls. I'm surprised this pick has not come out sooner, but I do like
True.
the
It's a
pick
really
here.
strong pick.
As is going to be the
Ward.
Mordekaiser counter pick for Dean. This does mean you want to index into like an AD jungler though, so I'm curious to see what their picks are going to be.
Yeah,
They're
what does
still
Omar have though that's not like a magic damage tank at this point?
I don't know how good his Jarvan is. If he is a Jarvan, if he has a Wukong, if he has a Xin Zhao.
Maybe a
I'm just
Volibear if you don't do the magic or that is
yeah.
magic damage. No, yeah, you can't even do
No, no,
that.
you can do Volibear. Volibear's good. Pantheon's good. You have a lot of options still. Like I don't think, like I think that though I've listed a lot of like relatively simple characters. Um, I think this Kiana ban is really good into Nevada. Nevada has a really good Kiana, and you do need like a AD mid laner. I think so. As they are just gonna ban out Ari. Omar's Ari is pretty good, so I I I don't know if we've seen him play it. I think you probably play the Ari. It's like a really good blind, so just try to limit his access to mages. It is going to be a LeBlanc ban from Nevada. That kind of makes sense. I can imagine Nevada having a good LeBlanc, as they are just going to ban the Annie. That champ is really OP right now, so makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, all those bans are strong champs right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if Omar or I guess they're banning Cats or I'm sorry, saying the wrong word. They're banning Kiana away from Nevada. I would have liked to have seen that.
Yeah. But it makes sense to just ban it away. It is going to be the
Jarvan
Jarvan.
makes sense.
Yep. Just try
Jarvan's
to,
really hard for Vel'Koz to play against.
yeah. We'll see what he builds. There's a lot of different ways to itemize on Jarvan. It's a hotly contested topic here in Scrim Zone LOL, so We'll see where he ends up on his itemization. Does kind of matter here as well. I think you do have to get some AD to threaten the Vel'Koz and the Kai'Sa, so it is also going to be kind of hard game for Jarvan to play, because if Shen ultis whoever you're going for, then it could be a little tricky. It's going to be a Riven! This could be Riven mid, for the record.
It could be, definitely. Nevada has a Riven for sure.
Yeah.
Riven mid would be awesome. Blind pick Riven mid's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really curious to see what Omar will last pick.
Yeah, the Vex is off the table, so I think the strongest counter pick into that was
And the
kind of off.
Cassiopeia is off
Yeah.
too.
It is going to be a Vi. I do like this comp from
Honestly,
red
I feel
side,
like
though, or blue side.
maybe not Divide, but yeah, Talia's off the table. All these good mages that I would think you'd maybe a Nivea.
Yeah, if you can bust out the Anivia real quick, Omar, that'd be kind of heat, but it is still really tricky to play Anivia into Vi Riven. Like, Vi Riven Shen, it's good, but like you have to play really well here. What's the last one? What's the last pick for all the marbles, team? Blitzcrank?
What? It's Karma,
Karma
mid. I called
mid.
that earlier.
Okay.
Yeah. And Karma mid into Riven will actually be really good.
Yeah.
So and then you get the counter pick of Blitz into Vel'Koz. This is great drafting by the side of red team.
I will say though, I still think Magenta has an easier draft to pull off. I will say that. I think outside of the Riven mid, if you throw Shan on top of Vi, like that Vi is going to be so hard to play, and like if you have like a guaranteed Shen delivery system, and this champion is just that OP, I think it does skew this draft towards them. Unironically, this champion is so broken.
They picked Karma mid and Ashe bot, so two utility laners there.
Yeah.
And if you're able to just send Vi onto the Ashe, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on somebody like the Mordekaiser or the Jarvan being able to carry out team fights.
Yeah, I mean, the way I'm envisioning these fights is Vi throws ulti on top of the Ashe, and then with the Shen ult on top, how is Ashe ever playing the game?
Maybe Mordekaiser ults the Vi away, and then it's just Shen who's kind of by himself. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I think these team comps are. I think Magenta just has a way easier comp to execute. That's just my opinion. But
what if Shen ults someone and then Mordekaiser ults them? Obviously, he doesn't go into the death realm, but does he just?
He just drops.
His ult gets canceled, basically.
No, he just drops when you enter the death realm or something like that. You still travel.
Okay, that's not too bad then. I was about to say that'd be a pretty insane counter if he couldn't ult at all. Yeah, this will be a fun one to watch. I mean, you have a lot of carry players or carry champs like Riven and Kai'Sa on Honen's team, so I'm pretty fun to see that. And then Blitzcrank is always hype, so if Blitzcrank can just feast hooks onto Kai'Sa Vel'Koz and you get a big lead, the game could be really hard. What's your prediction? We've seen 2 games so far. This is for the right to win this weekend and the right to go on to the best of 5. What's your prediction? What do you expect to see?
I think okay. I'll give it to Aqua because I think their bot side has just played it way better. I just think Magenta has an easier draft. That's my opinion.
I would generally agree with you, I think, yeah.
But I have to do champs real quick.
This is a game where you could really step up, though, if you're Magenta's bot lane. Like, yeah, the Ashe will be a little hard to deal with, and the Blitzcrank is a counter pick into Vel'Koz, I would say. But if they can position really well and space out the Blitzcrank, space out the Ashe, you do have a lot of power with that Vel'Koz poke. So I would love to see Blue Team kind of fight back this game. And if bot lane's even or ahead of Blue Team, I really like their comp, how it would play out. So
Jarvan has to walk bot side like 8 times, by the way. Like, you need to sit on top of this Vel'Koz and make his life really hard, so.
Yeah.
There was some conversation about the DC in the first game. I think the play is bad for you regardless, but like it is just really unfortunate to see still all the same. So
the DC in the first game?
Yeah. or the second game.
Or the second game?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was disappointing, but like I think they were already losing bot lane at
Yeah,
that point, and I
they
don't
were,
think the
they
play
were.
was going to go good either way. So that does always suck, of course, but I don't think that was determinative on the game.
Yeah, just really unfortunate to see overall. We got a 2-minute delay here, so. Just gotta see what happens here, bro. This one's for all the marbles, bro. God. Might get more water, actually. I'm dying of thirst, bro. Gotta stay hydrated, kids. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright, last one for all the marbles, kids.
Let's do it. It's gonna be a good one.
We still got 30 seconds for the delay, but I'll just swap the capture now. Ooh, never mind, we're in game. Or in loading screen, I guess.
All right.
Anything interesting to talk about in the runes? No? Okay, cool. I mean, I know historically this matchup is super Mordekaiser favored, so let's see if Dean can just punish Camazotz as much as he can.
Yeah, it's definitely a good matchup for Mordekaiser.
Right. Albert is a no potion enjoyer in the jungle as well. I don't think I called that out in the last 2 games, but that's my goat. Buying potions in
Yeah, I
jungle
don't
is
know.
fake.
Do you buy them? I don't think you ever do nowadays, right? Like
You
anyone
can.
should, right? Or should?
If you think you're gonna get invaded, you probably should. But you can
Okay.
typically agree. It looks like they are gonna go for the invade. Apari is gonna spot this out here. But there's still an angle if you flash for it. Doesn't match at the slow here. Looks like they're not gonna go for it. Oh, the flash coming out does manage to burn the buy flash, so you do have to play around that. But Blitzcrank critically it doesn't have flash, so Odin apparently has gotten hit by another ping diff, so
Bummer.
definitely unfortunate. Looks like they are going to be restarting almost immediately, though, so
Good.
I hope. Hello? Game? Am I loud? Like, a rewind?
Interesting.
We'll see. We'll see if it'll let me continue from beyond the pause, so. Oh, it looks like it is. Okay.
Minions have spawned.
We'll just put on 2x speed for a little bit just so I can catch up to live. Yeah, that's probably good enough. Alright. He walked out of bush. But still could be a play here. Honan does manage to hit the Q, doing a little geometry, so... He does get the first Q onto Kamazotz though, so... Both junglers are starting topside, they know they want a path for the spot lane, so... Ooh, Hex Slash coming out. Hook does whiff from Mr. Kage here, but... Could still be a good trade, but he is sort of just taking free damage.
Good damage
Kaisa,
back
so-
though.
Q does not connect there, so... Yeah, Jarvan and the Vi are just trying to path bot lane as soon as possible. Slow coming out, but I think Ashe is just gonna solo try to trade. Kamazotz is sort of bonking the fuck out of Dean here, and this is sort of what I mean by this. Shen champion is just broken right now. Like,
Sorry.
why is this champion winning this trade versus Mordekaiser, by the way?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of Shins are taking Ignite right now, too, which if he had that, he'd have, like, serious kill threat.
Yeah.
The champ does way too much damage in the early game.
Yeah, especially right now. They've buffed his Q damage, like, a lot, so... Ooh, good hook from Mr. Kage, though. Does manage to hit Honan
Big
here.
hook.
Exhaust coming out, Flash coming out, and Rat does manage to pick up one here. Super well played to him, so...
Yeah, it's big. Just
Vi-
another game where the bot lane of Aqua Team is just getting advantage.
Yep. As it looks like both junglers are pathing down here. Looks like Riven is going for a pretty aggressive trade here. The RW does come out from the Karma. It does give him a pretty sizable heal and okay trade back. So Kamazot's going for the taunt here, but does get the W down, so you do deny the passive proc from the Mordekaiser here. Auto's coming out. Good Q from Dean. Decent trade. Is down a level, but still winning these trades. So I think now that you have a couple more levels on the top lane, like you feel a little bit better about trading with the Shen.
Yeah.
Another really good
Another
hook
hook.
onto Honan, and looks like another kill could be coming out here. They're just autoing him to death. They don't really have the chase potential. The Jarvan is here, so they know to back out. TP coming out from Riven here.
Big
could
TP,
look for
but I
onto
don't know if
Honan.
you really...
The Q's coming out. Oh, they're
They're
looking
so
for
close
this
to the
play.
turret.
The EQ comes out, but he might
Watch
be in a
the
bit of
hook.
la la land.
Oh.
The hook does not connect. The hook goes really wide there, and nothing really happens for that TP, so... A little bit aggressive, but
Yeah.
I do like that. Oh, EQ comes out, but they do dodge out of it. The Riven does manage to get away here. As nothing happens. Nothing ever happens, bro.
No, a lot of almost action there, but
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I like the look from the Riven on that TP, but
they're
I-
just too deep for you to do that TP with the turret there. I mean, really, they got lucky to not die. If Blitzcrank
Yeah.
hits a hook there on anyone, there's a
absolutely.
kill.
I think, yeah. Looks like Part is top lane here. Could be a kill. Does whiff the E on the Shen, so there's not going to be any action, and just keeping them alive. So the E whiffs from the Mordekaiser as well, so top gap or something, but yeah, now Ava, or I keep calling him Ava. It's Nevada. Nevada is super low in this lane. Also is down a lot of CS, and there could be a kill throw onto this Karma.
And Karma
here, so.
Karma's a really strong laner. It's super hard to play a melee champ
Yeah.
into Karma.
Yeah. Dean might just be able to walk Kamazotz down here. Does have to burn the flash, so the lane setups from Aqua Team are so good here. So
I mean, they have a winning lane in every lane based on draft. Like,
Yeah.
this is it's such a hard game for Magenta to play out this early game because Vi doesn't really have anywhere to go help.
yeah, it is a little tricky, but crucially we will have to watch for the level 6 power spike. Because if you can get like a really good ultimate onto the Ashe, she should just be dead from full.
How do you consider the Vi Jarvan matchup generally?
I think it's a little easier for Jarvan to play because I think he wants to be the aggressor. Oh, good
That
Q from the
hook! That hits!
Blitzcrank.
That's
He's
crazy.
actually just smurfing it.
Good damage
But
by Honan though to kind of keep Ash from following up.
yeah, definitely really aggressive bot lane. I like how they're playing this lane. They're playing it super well. Just hitting every hook. Good E from Honan though, getting a lot of damage down in trade.
Yeah,
Yeah.
once Honan has his ultimate, he can pump out a lot of damage if fight plays out like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just don't know if Kamazots wants to continue to be trading with this guy.
He does not. He started to lose this a while ago, but yeah.
I
and the
just
Shadow Realm.
that's
and-
just really not understanding how to play the
yeah.
Shen
And
matchup
then
there.
Another kill goes over mid. So good game from the Jarvan. But like I was saying, I think Jarvan has an easier time playing the map, but I think in strictly 1v1, I think Vi should win. So, because like I think Jarvan wants to play a little more aggressive, Vi wants to farm till 6. So I think you have a little more impact in team fights as well with the ulti. Vi is a little more guaranteed, but like in spots where Jarvan is good, I think it's really strong to get like a lot of multi-man ultis, but I don't know. I think it's more so Jarvan favorite. I just think the champion's also
Yeah.
better right now, so because Vi did just
think
kind of
you're
eat a
just-
nerf, so
That all makes sense. I appreciate that insight. I just feel like I wish Magenta had went red. I mean, I just feel like they
yeah.
Aqua Team used red side so well to just how do you play out when they have a winning lane everywhere? It's just so difficult.
Yeah. It's a little rough. I think red side is just way better.
I think
here.
Dean's just too good at using last pick when he's
Yeah. Ooh, good combo coming out. The ulti
focusing
comes
on
out,
it.
and well, like I was saying, you do have to watch. Oh, and the hook might
Oh,
kill
the
you
hook!
here.
I don't know if you want to hit that though.
Yeah, but the Jarvan is walking over.
Uh-oh, Jarvan's here.
Oh, exhaust is coming out. A little bit aggressive here. Does have the
Watch
E.
the hook.
I don't know if you want to go for this, yeah, but rough hook. But that's what I'm talking about with the Vi ulti though. Nothing ever matters for Vi pre-6. You just have to get one good ulti off, kind of.
Have to get there.
Yeah.
That was nice. Yeah, you get a little bit back. It's 1-3.
So are gonna go for the grubs here, but Jarvan is here to contest, and Vi has no ulti, whereas he does. So this is not a winning play for Mr. Apari here, but they do manage to pick up the ward, and they should just get the last two and get the feet for it. Good root coming out. The hook comes out, pulls him out of the Karma Q explosion, so might not be able to get it. Ooh, and Flash whips the Q! No!
That's crazy that he lives there. Nice. Good job by Nevada to live that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Blitzcrank is now falling into the same trap that the Twitch did in the first game.
Yeah, I
Where you-
agree.
I feel like you just want to play for your bot lane here. Like Karma is
Yeah, you were
perfectly
winning bots
fine.
so hard. You were winning bots so hard. Just keep threatening the Vel'Koz with hooks.
Yeah. I mean, he still has threat. The Q does. Oh, the ulti comes out. It should be a really free Q, and Lithy
There
should
it
just be
is.
dead here. The barrier comes out. Flash coming out here, but it should just be dead. Does still have the ulti, but Ash should just be able to pick up the kill here. I take it all back, bro. They're just baiting fucking Lithy into the Jedi mind control of the
Yeah.
of hitting the hook, bro. I don't know, man. Really good arrow from Brat though, and you see the power of this Ash pick. Like, just being able to set up plays for your support is so good. So.
Yep. Rat playing really well on the Ash.
Yep, absolutely. Could be a kill on Honan here, under tower, if they hit the hook. If he plays a little more aggressively. He has the ulti, but I know he knows he can't go for it. I don't know if you want to go for this taunt, Mr. Kamazots. He's a level up. ISO Q has the TM out, but my brother in Christ, you never win this anymore. Like, oh, good hook from Mr. Speed Kage. It does flash the W, and Brad is playing this so well. The E does get flashed for him. The W comes out, just trying to slow them down. Apari is down here, but the Jarvan is here as well, though. Does go over the wall, and Lithy should be able to get it. He does go for the ulti here, but
That's big.
huge shutdown onto Lithy, and that's sort of where you want your gold, so I'll play to him. Looks like Ash is going to go for the Yuntal build, just trying to play as standard as possible. Just doing a good job of playing around the Ash ultis from the side of Aqua team, but also really good punish for them to keep them in the lane a little bit. They could be going for a play here.
Oh,
Ulti comes
Ashel.
out, but
Whoa.
Jarvan is still here, but Apari is down here as well. Could be really bad. The Karma and the Jarvan or the Ashe are here though. Oh, hook coming out onto Hoden. He's walking too far forward, and this could be a pick here. And the Jarvan does manage to pick up one. He still has the ulti. Flash ulti onto Lithy. This should be another here. Double kill going onto the Jarvan. Apari cannot do anything and does just have to burn to get out here.
Really good punish by Aqua Team there. Honan really just disrespected his positioning.
Yeah,
running
like
straight at them like that. That's insane. I think they had a chase down angle if that hook doesn't hit.
Yeah, maybe. I think it's
Vel'Koz
really
could
hard
do
to
a
play
ton
that.
of damage. Vel'Koz could do so much damage if Vel'Koz isn't the first person dying.
Yeah,
The way
I
see
agree.
that.
I think they just played that way too fast. Like, you play a little slower, dodge the hook, maybe it's playable, but still very rough. IMO, as it looks like Dean is just pounding away at these towers, bro. Bro got his 1-4 fun game on Rise and said, "All right, let me lock in, bro."
Let me lock in.
Yeah, definitely doing a really good job. They have a 3K gold lead for the side of Aqua Team, so they are sort of chilling. And I know I slandered the AP Karma build like 10 seconds ago, but it is good into these like melee characters if you can get a lot of procs. And I think if you have the gold, good Q coming out onto Hoden
Also,
once again.
it's good mid lane when you can
Yeah.
build that item really fast because you get a lot of gold from farming.
Yeah. Looks like Hoden is getting a lot of damage down. The ulti comes out from Rat here. The barrier comes out from Lithy. He might be dead here. Oh, but the Blitzcrank does manage to go 1-for-1.
That was
But
so
Vel'Koz
close.
getting a kill is really good, so. Ooh, flash hook though. The Blitzcrank God, bro. The God hand is on the fucking
Damn.
rift, bro. Holy.
Well
Bro is
played.
sitting up. Gamazon's flash here, so Dean doesn't get the solo kill, but I think you're chill with that. Like, holy. We got the fucking God hand on the rift, bro. He is also building Shrelia, so is gonna have a little bit of AP in his combo. Just trying to get his team into these fights as much as possible. It does mean you are sort of lacking a frontliner on the side of blue team or red team, but I don't think you care. You just want to get to fights as
Mordekaiser
fast as possible.
It's so frontliney though, to be
Yeah.
honest.
And Jarvan. Jarvan is like a decent frontliner. It's not perfect, but Pari is here. But there could be a collapse
He
here.
might be caught here. Yeah.
No. They don't have Blitzcrank. Never mind. There's no catcher. Never is. Wait, is he using like the Dragon Steel Jarvan skin? I have no idea what skin this is, but this shit's so ugly, bro. Yeah. I mean, Lithy is up 30 CS, so they've been playing way more for skirmishes in the spot side than for farm. But
Yeah.
I think he's been in lane a lot, so like it's not that bad, if you know what I mean. Like, he's not down XP for no reason. Another ulti coming out onto Rat here. Blitzcrank isn't in range though, so there is no trade, but getting a or no kill, but getting an okay trade, pretty free, is under half HP or is about at half HP. I cannot speak English today, but they do have a lot of range on the spot lane though, I will say. Like, they are both very squishy, but if you can just sit at range, poke with Kai'Sa W, poke with Vel'Koz, like, you're kind of okay, so. Yeah. Riven has quietly caught up in CS as well, so.
Yeah, I'd like to see a good combo play of the Vi and the Shen ult pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean, nothing's really happening. There might be a play here on this Rift Herald, but we'll have to see.
Mordekaiser's just so scary right now. If you take
Yeah.
a fight around him. Like I think he has 1v2 opportunity here. Oh, getting taunted under the turret
Getting
is a
taunted under
mistake.
tower is bad. Yeah, Dean's dead here. This is a really poor play
Wow.
from him. And good shutdown from
Yeesh.
Apari.
Really good punish. Yeah, getting taunted under towers, just you can't do that against Shen.
Yeah. A little too greedy to go for that tower, I think. You
Because
know
Jarvan
that
was close.
Rai is here,
He's
yeah.
far enough back he can get his ult off. You create time for Jarvan to get there. Mordekaiser doesn't lose to anybody 1v1. I think that could have been a huge play for his team.
Yeah. Ooh, another ulti coming out, and they're just using these ults off cooldown and just getting kills. It's so good.
Yeah.
Blitzcrank getting another kill is a little unfortunate, but I think you're fine with that. Just
You're just
making sure
happy you're
the
getting
Honan
the
cannot
kills,
play.
yeah.
Vi is looking here, but I don't think there's a play. Dean should be able to kill Camazotz here. Now he's
Keep me
overextended.
behind, yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
Should be a
goody.
kill.
Has the Rylai's as well, so he's just gonna walk him down.
Not much you can do
They're
there.
gonna dive Lithy here. Good hook. And just obliterates her health bar with the ulti. Holy shit, this boy is on a demon time. Oh, with EQ? I should win this now. The Riven is here, and Honan is here as well. This might be really bad. Oh, it does hit the Q as well. It needs to hit this blast plant. It does get the art shield from the Karma,
Ooh.
but does still
Big
get
Riven
picked off
damage.
here. Oh, another insane
Oh!
hook from Mr. Kage. Does manage to pick up the Vel'Koz here. Does drop pretty low. Riven does manage to pick up the huge shutdown though. Apari is walking forward here, or walking back, but
Oh,
nothing
Rat
really
is
happened.
going
Rat is
so
flashing
hard.
forward. He's angry. He's locked in, bro. He does manage to pick up the kill
Riven
onto
do
Apari
anything?
here. Should be dead to the Riven here, but the
That shield
art
is huge,
shield is
bro.
huge, but the Kaisa on top as
Living!
well. And it looks like it is just going to be a bunch of gold into the pockets of red team or gold or
Pretty
blue
exciting, exciting back and forth there.
Team. Oh, our doesn't manage to kill with ease.
Barely.
Cannot finish the kill off either. That's so unlucky. But I mean, Apari does have gold. He can play the game, so
Yeah.
see if he's able to convert his lead a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like they're kind of farming Honan, but otherwise, it's not going too bad for the side of
Yeah, I
Magenta as
mean-
a whole. I think you can still find your team fight angles. It's just gonna be
Yeah.
hard to deal with the Mordekaiser and the Ashe.
I mean, the Shen also is not ulted a single time in this game, so we do still need to see
Yeah.
that come out soon. Did rush the
Yeah, that's
Titanic. I
true.
do kind of dislike that. I feel like you should just go like actual tank stats, but
Yeah.
Honan? Does this even kill? Do you just not just die here?
Hey, big flash.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The fucking
Monster
ISO Q
gas.
just deletes his health bar, bro. Holy, he should still die to
Surely he
Gamzot here, though.
dies. Surely he dies. Okay.
Yeah, Apari is going for the play here, though. Does get the ulti off to cancel the
He's
EQ,
alone.
but he is on his own, and my brother in Christ, they're all dead. The Shen ulti does come down, but doesn't do anything, bro. Sorry, you're
You
in
need to
4
shuttle
people.
that preemptively, so that way you're there when he goes like there. Yeah, that Magenta execution's not there this game.
Yeah. Definitely showing that Camazotz is a little limited in the champ pool department. I think he hasn't played a lot of Shen because that's like a Shen tech that you kind of need to know, have a little familiarity on the character to really
Yeah,
anticipate those kind of plays. So
I mean he had a nice Galio game. I would have liked to see him play the Ornn before that got banned, or
Yeah.
I would like to see him just play the Zac last game, or even
Yeah.
the Tom Kench. Really getting deep into his bag here, and you do like you just said, see a little bit of that. Maybe not
discomfort.
as much comfort there to recognize that play.
Yeah. Okay, bro is actually
That's
just a demon on this
insane.
Blitzcrank, bro. Holy.
Give him the MVP right now, win or lose. Like this
On
dude is
God.
cooking.
He is just about to get walked down by this Riven because you are an 80 carry.
I don't know.
Wait, he's got nah.
Okay. It was close.
You thought. The fact that you thought
If
she
the
won
bar-
that
if the
though was
barrier
very funny.
Up. The barrier was up, maybe.
Maybe. Big maybe. Good Q knockdown from Apari here. Does burn the flash. The Q hook onto Lithy here. Bro, dude, this boy has Lithy's
He's
number, bro. Holy.
cooking.
The barrier coming out
That's
does manage to go
everybody's
1 for 1
number.
here. It should be a 1 for 2 though. Apari should be dead.
God damn.
Dean is just
And you're seeing that R5 Blitzcrank is going crazy.
yeah. Like you just cannot give Dean Jones counter pick, bro. This guy knows how to
think
utilize
Red
it. Red side is just
Maybe I-
so good too. Like
I feel like Red Side is even better in Fearless because
yeah.
like I feel like the blue side matters that first game when you
Yeah.
have all the best picks available.
Yeah.
After the first game of Fearless,
You should just
counter
want
pick
Red
is
side.
just better.
Yeah,
It's just
I
better.
would agree. I
Hands
would agree.
down.
100%. I don't know what proud pick do they even have? Kaisa? What is Kaisa doing
that's
here,
not
bro?
Even a good blind pick. It's not even a good blind pick. Yeah.
Like, if you wanted to blind a character, blind Ash here. No, like, I don't know, man. There's so much we could have
Yeah,
done better here.
honestly, they could have had Honan plays Ash. I think Lithy plays Ash. Like, yeah, I agree. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, another hook.
That one's not even impressive. Like, I can't even get excited about that one. It's so routine for him.
Yeah, true,
That's what
actually.
I'm-
The bar
I'm
is
feeling
just too
right
high,
now.
bro.
He's
Suffering
about to hit
from
him again.
success.
Oh, okay. I'd have got up if he hit that.
Yeah, we had to act nonchalant about it, right?
Of course.
Yeah, just flash onto the... Oh, good E from Dean here.
My
Does manage to cancel
God.
the fucking Vikyu and should just be a 1v3. Does get taunted, but Kaisa is here. Does manage to get the ISO Q, but Kaisa does pick up a huge shutdown here. Karma does get an EQ nuclear bomb onto their team. Honan channeling ult in front of the Jarvan does get swiftly smacked upside the head with the Dragon Lance. The Riven does TP here, does have the ulti, should do a lot of damage if they can get their combo off. Jarvan is going to EQ forward, so they are committing to this fight. You do need to walk away from the Karma, but does manage to get the shutdown. Ava could go really big here, though. Does manage to get the heal off, and this could be really bad at 1v. Oh my gosh, the hook! The hook! The god hand! This Blitzcrank is on some demon time, by the way. Holy shit. Bro is so
Truly.
sitting forward.
One of the best Blitzcrank performances I've seen in the server.
True. Bro is in fact dropping nukes, bro. It's crazy. Yeah, very bloody game overall. They should just set up for the Otacon IMO and just try to knock this shit down real quick. Yeah, as they are just going to start the Otacon. A lot of pings going down on it. Dean is just trying to lock people down here mid lane, just try to keep them here. He does have the ulti. The ulti could come out here. I think, did Apari immune it? Apari did immune it. Okay, he did play that really well.
Wow.
Does manage to get the kill here. It does go on to Honan, unfortunately, and that boy is going to eat a fat Blitzcrank hook at some point in the game, so.
And they do get Otacon for it, but
yeah.
still a nice play by Apari.
Yeah. Ooh, ulti. Oh, he still connects! Oh, he flashed into it! Honan should just be dead here. The Shen ulti is going to come down. Honestly, you should let the Shen ulti finish coming through so you can get another kill.
Right.
Blitzcrank hook could have come
on
out here.
one.
Oh, the Riven combo does go out huge here. Lithy does ulti in. The Jarvan does drop down the ulti cage though, and Rad is just kiting them to all hell and back. And another fucking sweep for Aqua team. No one died there, by the way. Should just be a free dragon too.
Aqua team playing so well right now.
Yeah, Dean said forgot about that interaction. Yeah, get owned, Lib. I don't know what to tell you. Oh my gosh, Pari's health bar just got fucking yoinked away from him as he has to burn the flash there. I don't know if he could have gotten killed, but definitely a very scary spot to be in. Kevzlots is looking for the play. The flash taunt coming out, but doesn't manage to connect, and the RQ comes out, or RW comes out, gets the huge healing, and now the Jarvan's here. You should just be dead here for the side of Magenta team. The RW comes out once again, drops the E flash, or the EQ, and then also gets the Blitzcrank hook. So Dean's about to ego his fucking life, bro. Oh my gosh, another arrow? Nope. The Blitzcrank demon is on the case, bro. Oh, Dean might be spotted. Does have ulti though, so can play the fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so hard to walk at him.
Bro's just chilling between two towers, bro. That's crazy.
It's him.
It was gonna go for this tower. Should be able to get it. Does get a pretty nice chunk of change here, but does burn the ulti. So if the Karma can just kite him, like, I think you're fine. Does drop the ulti, but the Moss Shield does come out here. They're looking for the full collapse onto the Riven here, but she should just be able to get away. Oh, straight into the enemy team though. And another kill going out. Could just be a Baron convert here. They're gonna look for it. Rat does get tagged up by the Kaisa W. So, but yeah. Ashe plus Karma plus the Mordekaiser passive, you just rip this Baron apart, and this should just be a really free Baron. They are gonna drop 2 towers for it, but I think you're so okay with that. They might try to look for a play here though. Ashe arrow is up. They're gonna look for it. The arrow does connect here. Blitzcrank is here on the way. Does get the hook, and this should just be a free pick. Well played to them. They're just using these pick tools so fucking well. The Ashe and the Blitzcrank. Just making sure that they can play the game.
Yeah, I really love it.
And the Shenar is getting pinged here. Dean is just chilling in their jungle. Can this boy die?
They can't deal with them. I don't think.
That boy is
Oh
just
my
nuking their health
God.
bars. Holy, Kaisa can't get away. And it's just gonna be another double kill. They're gonna pick up the fucking Shen as well, and this should just be a free game. I think this Riven might be able to beat you, big bro. Oh, never
Yeah, I
mind.
think my Scrim Zone top lane tier list, the new #1 spot might be Dean with counterpick.
True, actually. I don't know. We still haven't seen the Lispy matchup, but Lispy gets fathered by
And
Avery, so.
we might be seeing it. Like that's
True.
literally we're about to see, and that will be a draft where red side matters. I'll say that. much.
Absolutely. I don't think Ali is going to give them red side 3 games in a row, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they decide who gets to pick side select.
They
for
might be
that.
coin flip. They should do coin flip.
Probably that would be the most fair.
Or they could do it by like game differential, game time
Yeah, I think
differential or
both.
something.
I think both were. Yeah, that's just nerdy. It's 2 different weekends, 2 different groups of people. Like just
Yeah, and also like
flip a coin.
yeah,
run
flip a
it.
coin. Like I don't know. We'll see. But we're sort of just waiting for red team to finish the game. I cannot lie. Like they're 10K
Yeah, I,
gold
mean,
up.
I don't ever like talking about a game like it's over before it's over, but sometimes I think it's just I don't know what you can do
I
here.
mean, they're just getting completely dismantled here. Like
I feel like we should just use this time to continue to gas up how good this Blitzcrank's been.
yeah. Good immune from the Jarvan as well, just managing to deny them.
With these
Shenalty
trying,
does
but you just
continue.
don't have it. You don't have the
Yep,
damage.
and this should just be the end of the game right here. Well played to Aqua team here. What is this team name? I'll tab and read it out while they're ending the Nexus. Well played to Surgical Precision for their
Surgical
really good
Precision.
game.
Who would be your MVP this game? I'm asking. I think I know.
This
the
is
answer.
such a hard one. I think it's Blitzcrank, but I think everyone played
yeah.
well. So
All played really, really well, but Blitzcrank, for just the sheer fact that you're playing Blitzcrank and hitting hooks like that, you gotta get it.
yeah.
But dude, that's gonna be such a good series. I hope that that can get casted and that everyone can play so we can see these matchups. Because man, that's gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
Best of 5. But GG's to both teams.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm gonna cut the stream here. I'm not gonna do an interview. Maybe next time.
That's good with
But
me.
thanks
the
everyone for
BO5,
tuning
yeah.
in. The BO5 will happen at some point. Dean will probably make an announcement about it. So thanks everyone. Bye.
Later.